Hello and welcome to the World Reach Professional Mahjong Pro Battle. First ever pro battle. Our new pros entered to try and get a spot in this special 8-person invitational, and 8 people were selected, and they will be playing today. I think we have 2 preliminary rounds, 2 games in the preliminary round. The top 2 from each table will advance to the final round. And with me today is Jeremy Tips and Tricks. Hello.
Hello, everybody. It's time for a good old fashioned single elimination battle. But
Yes,
there's
we have 2
two
games.
games in the yes, but single elimination is in no double elimination bracket.
Gotcha. It's like semifinals and then finals, basically. We're
Right.
starting at the semifinal. It's gonna be fun. The games have just started. Yeah, we have some players that we can introduce to you, some of our new World Reach pros. And hello, Shinra Sakaki. Welcome, welcome. We like to see you in the chat. And by the way, we also have a giveaway today. We'll have to get to that at some point in the stream as well, but not yet.
Ooh.
All right, here we have Tian Chen He from the United States, Jun Shi Wang from Sweden, Yuk Fai Young from Indonesia, and Jimmy Lai from Hong Kong. And it looks like the game is already ready for us to watch.
And they all look spick and span there with their photos.
They look very professional, yes. Go Indonesia! We have an Indonesia fan in the chat.
I
All
suppose
right.
it's a nice prime time there for watching some
Yeah,
mahjong.
should be like 9 p.m., 8 or 9 p.m. Probably 9 p.m.-ish. I don't know. It's 10 p.m. in Japan, 8 a.m. on the East Coast. I don't think Tips has ever woken up this early in his life.
Hmm. Oh.
All right, so our first dealer is Tianshan.
Tianxianhe,
Yep.
yes.
Also goes by Jerry. We have Yukfai Young in the South Sea. Since their pro names, there's not enough characters in Ronron and Tenho to allow the full names. So across the table in the West Sea is Jun Shi Wang, and to the left is Jimmy Lai from Hong Kong.
Well, it looks like Yuk Fai Yung on the right here in the South Sea seems to have also woken up early with this hand. Across the table, Jinshi is also one away from Tenpai. On the left, looks like Jimmy's getting pretty close, and although he can't see the other hands like we can, Tianxian He in the dealer seat is going to call to try and catch up to their speed. So 3 players, 1 away. And here we are in Tenpai. Jingxi Wang, first Tenpai, goes down with the aggressive Riichi, waiting for the door of 5 so. Also 8 so, but there's only one of those left. Ooh, He now Tenpai as well. So we've got the Green Dragon, which are still both in the wall. None seen at all yet.
Each.
3 players Riichi right out of the bat. This is... We're starting out with some fireworks, and even the dealer is slightly running away. Of course, not too hard to switch to a Tanya on all inside hand. Successfully finds that one so, and now actually has a real Tenpai, real Yaku.
No, 8 p.m. in Indonesia, so 2 hours ahead.
5
2
pin
hours
and
behind.
6 pin.
Chi.
And now our last player's Tenpai as well. So we had 4 players Tenpai, and here's the legendary 3 so late. But Jimmy gets caught in between a rock and a hard place. So many players Riichi, so many players called. How do you dodge every single hand there?
Jimmy could not, but it deals into probably the cheapest possibility.
Yeah, I mean, you never know because it was still a Riichi hand, but it did not spawn a bunch of Udadora. But actually, when I looked there,
1、
these are the normal WRC rules.
No, that should be normal WRC rules, yes.
Which means we're not going to be seeing any funny double rounds here. Not even if every player is in Tenpai. And no Riichi abortive draws for all players reaching.
本
Okay, here we go. Yukfa Jung now our dealer. Moving really quickly on this essentially Mangan. If Yukfa Jung gets the East here, it will be Mangan. The 6-mon is only a 3-han side, but that'll still be pretty valuable. Also gotta remember the double wind pair is only 2 fu ever since a couple years ago in WRC rules. That could
Yeah.
actually matter here depending on whether Fai sumos or roans. Should he get the 6-mon? One of those rare WRC fact knowledge situations. And we don't even get to see it because
Yep. Ends up being
Jinshi,
irrelevant.
yeah, she finds her inside weight there. Sumo only. Could not even run. Sometimes you just draw it up. And that brings her to her dealer turn in the lead. 4,000 points ahead about. Possible chance for mixed triples. The WRC president's favorite hand, mixed triple sequences.
Yeah, so it's a favorite of a lot of people. I like it a lot as well. What's your favorite hand tips?
My favorite hand is triple triplets, Sanshoku Doko. So it's like a different mixed triples.
Have you how many times have you won it, I guess?
That's a good question.
It's very rare. I've won it I think twice last year in the whole year.
Oh, I mean I feel like I get it a lot, and twice a year still feels like a lot for me. I think I probably have like 10 wins of it
In like
in my mahjong
2,000, 3,000
lifetime.
games.
Yeah, something like that. But it's a very easy hand to understand and see. You just
Yeah,
sometimes
true. It's
miss it because it's
just
so rare.
it's so rare. It's definitely there's a lot of times when you're like, "Ooh, maybe this could become that," but you're usually still like 4 away just from that specific yaku.
Mm. Okay, so our players are moving closer and closer to Tempai here. The 9-mon Dora has not made that much of an impact. Only across the table there. Also known as Jerry, as we've been informed.
Yes, playing out of the US, using his Chinese kanji name for his Ron Pro ID.
Yeah, interesting, Jinshi does not chi the 4-pin for the possible mix sequence. For the possible speed of the hand, she's going to go for that big dealer value, but it might end up costing her here. Waiting for the Dora now. That'd be a strong 3-han hand.
And also interesting, does not take the double gut shot either, the Diankan. I wonder if she's worried about the Huz Tenpai across the table.
Yeah, because we can't see any Dora. I mean, we can see a Dora, but none of the other players can. They're all hidden in the hands. Actually, the other 3 are in the wall, but it's hard to tell that. See someone open with a Yakuhai very quickly. You'll often expect Dora. And avoids dealing in, does not do the common switching of the 5 with the 8. Just discards the 5 directly. And it saves him on this time. Would have dealt into Jimmy had he swapped to the 8. Here's Dora. Perfect lock for Phi on the left, but Phi might end up dealing in with that 8, so very tough spot now.
Don't.
8 so there it is. And Jimmy cashes it in.
I mean, Jimmy has dealt in twice and still has a lot of 27,500 points. It's a very low ball game. We're playing
Oh,
or small ball
yeah,
game.
yeah. Phi's got 25,000. Yuk Phi Yung across the table. Jimmy just won from Yuk
Oh,
Phi
sorry.
Yung. Yeah.
What?
Can get a little
Oh,
disorienting
right.
spinning around.
That's right. That was where I got confused. Thank you. I have to do this sometimes just in case the viewers are confused because they might be embarrassed to ask.
But you have a gymnastics background, so you should be able to keep your balance more than most people.
I'm not gonna get too dizzy.
Wee. This is an interesting hand for Yuk Fei Yung across the table. I wonder, would you discard the 5 sil as well? It's a very interesting decision to make, I think. 5 sil is definitely the most direct, straightforward, fast tempo discard. But it's such a nice shape, the triple fours with the 5 sil.
It is a really nice shape. I kind of like it a little bit better than the gut shot on the end there, the 2-4 shape, but that is definitely a sort of style preference because the 4s as a triple is also very flexible in that it can be used
Right.
as a pair if the other sequences are filled in.
Yeah. I mean, Phi there had 2 extra pairs. And here we go. Junshi is 1 away from Tenpai now, once again. Very fast hand. On the right, He might be able to get those mixed sequences. It wouldn't be that valuable. He is not even the dealer here, no Dora. So, just going to go fast. Mixed sequences are not. 1 Han, Tenpai. 3 So Wait. The very powerful 3 So, and also the 6 So. Jimmy in the dealer seat 2 away from Tenpai. Here's the 4445 is back again. But yeah, I think if once gone, now it's Furiten. Yuk Fai Yung discards it once again. Jinshi no find. And we continue to simply move with 1 player Tenpai. And that is a Rompai, a deal in tile.
Immediately, and it's another 1,000 point hand. We're already in South 1, just cruising along with small ball hands still. I mean, the South is going to play very differently than a lot of games that we see because generally when you get into the South round, there's a lot more differences in scores. This time it's going to play. I mean, the players can go for anything. Any win is extremely beneficial. Where a lot of times in South round, you're going to see people going for bigger hands to make up for some points they lost in the East round. Nobody lost any points.
Well, I'm sure Phi would want the small 2,500 points back, but you're right. It is not a big deal right now. And just like in East 1, we're starting with a 5, so Dora. So perhaps the game is also running in a loop here.
Although
Wonder if we'll
Hassan is starting to kind of shape up to maybe be something big. Right now, it's just maybe Chitoitsu. It's 1 away from Chitoitsu, or 2 away from Chitoitsu. 1, 2, 3, 4. But Garth and I would see this and be like, huh, Suanko.
I think that's still a reasonable option here for her. It's not like I don't think it would hurt to go for it here in the dealer spot, at least for now. But that probably
Anymore.
locks away the
Now it's
Suanto, the
gonna
four
be.
concealed triplets.
Yeah, now it's too many groups, too many blocks, so he's gonna have to pare it down somewhere.
We might even see some pawns coming out. Oh, just immediately discarding the 6-0. No fear as the dealer.
Mm, the backfire with the 3. It's really difficult in that spot where you have too many blocks and
Right,
like 3 pairs. Do you
right.
take do you get rid of one of the pairs or do you just keep the 3 pairs? One of the strategies is
Home.
definitely to get rid of one of the pairs and keep that. Oh, what happened? I think there's a tile that we can't see. Is there a tile that we can't see? It seems like there weren't enough
There we go.
tiles. There we go. It was an extra 9. Okay, that's why it was a little bit
Dong.
strange. You can't actually have Shohai on this game, but
You can't do a chombo. But here we are.
hello, Steven in the chat and Hush in the chat. Welcome. We have a fan for Jimmy.
All right.
Also about 10:30 in Hong Kong right now. Perfect prime time viewing.
So Tian Shanhe here takes the lead. Takes the lead.
Takes the lead. Fi still only needs like 3,900 to make a big comeback.
That's true. Fai is still sitting on the 27,500 that he came into the South round with. This
All right.
one so.
Iris in the chat also rooting for Fi. Let's go Fi.
Ooh. For some reason, I feel like the one so was also the Dora in the East round. So it does feel like we're getting a repeat of the same Dora as we saw in the East round.
The
I wonder
deja
how
vu
that
game.
factors into these players' luck here.
It's February, so it's the Groundhog Day game.
Hmm.
Do you know what that means? Are you too young
Six
for Groundhog Day?
6 more years of Dora. Well, was it 6 more weeks? Sorry.
6 more weeks, but no, the movie Groundhog Day,
Oh,
the guy
yes.
wakes up every day and it's
Yes.
Groundhog Day, so
And it's the same thing over and over.
yes. Arnold in the chat, we're rooting for Tianshan.
Well, Jimmy on the left does not like the bulging shape, the 2-3-3-4. Gets rid of it immediately to hold on to a green dragon. Well,
I think because he
interesting.
has open-endeds everywhere
Yeah, that's
and he had
true.
enough blocks, so the green dragon is a bit safer. He can still
Yeah.
use the Dora by switching out the 4. Now he's Senpai waiting for the 4-7, which is a Pinfu hand.
Dong.
Da-dum. Small hand, really small hand. I wonder if it was worth a Riichi. Jimmy did not think so. Maybe Jimmy was waiting to get the Dora to shift down so that he
There were
could
2
accept
shifts,
it.
yeah. 2 shifts available in that hand, the Dora to shift down or also a 4 dot, I think, to shift up to
Right.
Tanya.
To shift to Tanya. That
So
makes sense. But regardless, it's another small ball hand. Fi, the only one under 30,000 right now. What
yeah, and we
is
don't have the
the
floating Uma here, so it's gonna be
15.5?
15.5 for
Yes.
no matter who is above 30K and who is below. It does not matter.
And so it's simply the total score of the first 2 games determine which players are top 2 from each table.
Home.
Yep.
There is one other game going on off stream.
Yeah,
We
we will
might be
check
able to
out that game,
we
for
might be
that
able to
table for
get
game
to
2.
it
True.
because this game is going so
Each.
quickly that surely the other game is going slightly slower. Who knows though? Maybe the other one is even more of a speed demon as Jimmy Riichi's on turn 4 with the Dora discarding. Safe tile to the Riichi player, but a really big think here for Fi. Could take this to advance his
Chi.
hand. Fi does take it. Risks the 6 mon. Goes through safely. 5-8 mon are the
Don't.
dangerous ones. And there it is. Finds the Uradora as well. I think that might be the first Uradora this game, and it will give Jimmy the lead. Looking at South 3 here. This might be the first slow hand all game, although Junshi actually doesn't have that slow of a hand, so maybe not. Maybe not.
Two players with pairs of dragons they can hone if they so please.
Yeah. Both of
Um,
those players' hands a little bit of a mess, though.
yeah, and after that deal in, I think that Ha is probably going to want to, Jerry is probably going to want to make a little bit more value in his hand to make up the points.
Hmm.
Even if he goes into all last with just, less than a 2,000 point lead on the last place player, then it's not going to be very comfortable.
This game is pretty close, though. And remember, our players are aiming for top 2 here. So it's not a last place avoidance type game. Not a last place avoidance type pro battle here. Gotta
They
make
really
top
want
2
to,
to advance.
with the Uma, there's going to be a gap going into game 2.
The Dora comes out from Phi, even though possible 7 pairs shape is in the hand. After tripling up the 9 pin, it looks like Phi is going to play a regular hand, maybe call North. North calling is still an option, but calling North would not even be Tempai right now. Does not call the 5 cell, at least.
Riichi.
We've seen
Oh,
that. Here's Tempai.
Senpai with Ipeiko.
Look for 6 so here.
You know what? There are no other 9 dots in people's hands or on the board. We might see a con after reach. That would be really
That's
fun.
true.
Home.
In last place, Phi would be the
Don't.
perfect spot to do it.
Oh,
Unfortunately, what a shift.
yeah, that was a backdoor into the red dragon. That's another
You
small
know,
hand, but that is actually a big difference for Phi. Puts him deeper into last place, and now the top place. I mean, only 2,000 point or 3,000 point difference between third place and first place.
yep, this is
Home.
a not a red fives tournament. And so that kind of explains why we haven't even seen a Mangan yet.
I don't know. It's still pretty rare in WRC rules to not see a Mangan so far.
Yeah,
But
I
Jimmy has
agree.
Fedora. We might see something, and I don't believe the game will end even if he wins the hand.
A Mangan out of the first place player in South 4.
As dealer would be.
Yep, 12,000.
Why Chun must come. Yes, exactly. That was poor luck for Phi to
Wait,
have to draw that red
Chenshin's
dragon.
already Tenpai. This is
There's
close
that mixed
Tenpai.
sequence that you were
Yeah,
talking about.
this is really bad for Jimmy here. One of those 7 pin could be a secret end here with this Damaten mixed sequences and a Dora. So Sumo is a Mangan.
Maybe our first
Ron is
Mangan of
only
the game.
3 Han, but it's still enough to win. And that is why He has not called a Riichi here. We will see whether Jimmy discards 5 pin, 7 pin, or finds a hand that
I
can
mean,
use
I
both.
I think even if HUD did reach, look at his discards starting with the 6 dot and then the 5 dot. I don't think it's too much to ask for the 7 to come out even if he reaches, to be honest.
That's
I think
true.
Jimmy would be able to justify taking a risk with a 7 if he tempied, even with
Hmm.
a reach
Yeah,
from
although in
Hug.
this case, perhaps the 5 pin would come out instead, since it is in his discard pile. So it
Possibly, but if he
depends.
drew, I guess there's only one more 6 he could draw.
Yep,
But
depends just how he draws. One more 7 pin on the wall still, so sumo opportunities are still out there. Oh, this is one away now for Jimmy trying to lock the game down.
Look at everything in Sumo Giri for Hug except for the very
Yep,
first.
if you're paying attention.
Holy cow.
I do believe
So
this
that was just
lobby,
Enchant and Hypai.
yeah, I do believe this lobby does not have the grayed out tile settings for our players, so they have to be paying attention to which ones are Sumogiri
Maybe.
or Tadashi, drawn and discarded, or
I'm not sure if they're playing on Run Run or Tenho, but
hmm.
if it's Run
Well,
Run, it does have the option.
oh, it is it enabled? I know there's the
Yeah,
option,
Run
but
Run has it.
I
And
thought it
did you see
wasn't enabled.
Jimmy tripled up that 7 dot?
Yes. And so Jimmy doesn't have to deal in it anymore.
相撲
Just
And he draws
Sumo!
it!
It all came through perfectly for Jimmy. 2 Dora. I'm sure Jimmy was looking for one more Dora, but you know, I'm wondering
Massive,
if
the
he knows.
2600 all puts him above 40K and everyone else below 30.
I wonder if he knows just how close he got to ruin there on that hand. The razor thin margins of Mahjong has now become quite a chasm. North Dora, I don't think we've seen that all game. So finally the winds of Dora are changing, but is it too little too late for our North player Junshi, who was winning most of the game, but only by a small amount to catch up? I don't know, if Junshi gets a North tile here, this game could be crazy.
And there's I see 2 possible flushes on the board. Jimmy's going to play a little bit conservatively. He has the points. He just wants to keep getting more and more points. Something that we actually went over in the World Riichi Pros study session last week.
Ooh, Junshi, what's the play here? Do we go big for the
You gotta go for the
flush?
flush. You gotta go for the flush. If you're Jen, you gotta go for the flush. Not
Oh,
everyone will go for the flush.
going big for the Suang, the 4 concealed triplets. We're going
Actually,
big,
that's
big.
better. Yeah.
Big, big, big. Wait, is Pone? No Pone, no Pone.
Actually, yeah, 4 concealed triple is better.
Hmm. Hmm. This is a monster move here, but we'll see if it pays off for Junshi because, yeah, there's a slight backfire. 2 undiscarded. Jimmy moves closer and
You gonna
closer
go
to the
for
flush.
flush? No, still gonna play a little bit more conservative.
Yeah,
That north
Jimmy with
is
the lead.
Dora. That north that Junshi has one of. They each have one of them, and it's Dora. The other 2 Dora are still in the wall.
That's what I was mentioning. If Jinshi, being the North player, picks up North, this could be crazy. Khan is not
They
called.
each. What if they each get a north?
Hmm. Then it might end up being stuck. Oh, there it
There it
is!
is. What do you do? Is she going for all triples or for the flush? 6 goes for the triples. The options were
Ooh.
6 character or 3 dot there, and she will keep the triples.
Being
Even
down,
Pay Toy Toy Dora 3 is Haneman, which is enough to just about put her first place.
yeah, she'd
Sumo would
be
get one.
just short. Sumo would do it. Direct hit would do it. Run off one of the other 2 players would be just short
But you
of
know,
a
even if she
Hanuman.
pulls, she also has a chance at Sananko still,
Yes,
and
that's right.
with
For a sumo.
if she has 3
Chi
Norse and Sananko, I mean, that's puts her up to a Baimon, which means from anybody. Unless
Big
she couldn't if she
Chi.
pawns, she'd have to draw it, though.
Right. Big Chi, but I don't think Jimmy is going to be dropping the last Dora. Maybe if he gets Tempa, he might do it.
What if
Very
it kept the
tall order.
6? If she had kept the 6, I think we would have seen the 3 dot come out, but she had dropped the
Mm.
6 first. But I think the other players have to be looking at Junshi's discards as well, because look at that, just dots and Manzu. You would not think that she was waiting. She doesn't have any.
Right.
She has one Sozu left in her hand, but it totally looks like a Sozu flush.
Yeah, and I think it's more that she's defending against the other players, like the dealers, Sozu. And that's
Oh
why she has
man,
it.
no,
Ooh, that's unfortunate. The last door is still on the wall, though. So we'll see who takes down this final hand. After all, Tianxin He has Riichi'd here.
waiting for the 3, 6, 2 of which are not coming out from Junshi. Oh, she's gonna fold.
Oh, Jinshi's gonna drop it, gonna let it go. It's gonna be tough because on a Tempai payment situation, Ryukyoku, an exhaustive draw. Even with the Riichi stick on the table, He is going to overtake Junshi if she does not make Tempai. So she is going to lose the Uma on that one, but could possibly lose more Uma if she deals in and ends up even below Phi
I think
across the table.
she could have pushed that 8, but not. She doesn't think she can push that 5. So.
Yes, that 5 is absurdly dangerous here. So
And moving down from second into third is still going to be a much more comfy position going into game 2 than if she had dealt
yes,
into a big hand to her and dropped down to 4th
that's
place.
right. And she does have 3 easily safe tiles here that she's going to use. Possible
Con.
con opportunity.
There
Does
it is.
not get the con with the Rinshan and the Haite. Actually, I don't think you can get Rinshan and Haite.
One or the other.
Yeah, but gets neither. But does get enough points to come into second. So not a bad showing for Tian Shenhe. Jimmy Lai, of course, with the one big hand of the game coming in first place. It still wasn't even a Mangan. This was a 0 Mangan game. What a crazy game.
It was, I mean, $2,600 basically a non-dealer manga, but he was dealer.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
wow. What a game. Short game, but all right.
Whew.
So going into game 2, Jimmy will be in first place. Tianshan He will be in second place. But it's still anyone's game. It's only 48.2 point difference between first and fourth. And you only need to get up to second. So actually last place, Phi ended up in last place, but that's only a 27.8 point difference that he has to overcome to get ahead of Tianshan. So a first place for Phi could even lock in his advancement to the final table. Yep.
All right.
Go check out table 2 for a second. Table 2 is still in the middle of their first game, I believe. The results have not been posted, so I think I actually have a player from France.
Ooh.
So I had I think two Europeans today, and the rest are the US and Asia. Right. So we have Nanju here as the dealer in South.
This dangerous 3 Mondora stuck in hand.
This game has a significantly bigger difference between last place and first place than the last table did. Nan will not take Tempai, is going to protect that
Yeah.
first place and keep the 3 mon, which is the winning tile for Boone. Oh no, not for
For
Boone, for
Cecile right
Cecil.
now.
Cecile, yeah, sorry. Cecile. Let's look at it. It's not quite 6544, not quite Tempai for Boone yet. My bad. I looked at the 1222.
Mm,
It could, if the rest of the hand we're just
right.
missing one tile. If there was a 9 mon in his hand, another 9 mon.
This almost the legendary open Churenpoto. Non no con. Non no con here. Just keeping this extra 3 so.
There's a saying in Japanese, nankan wa agari nashi. Agari me nashi. It means if you con the nan, then you cannot win.
Can't win.
But
I wonder why.
Cecile wins with a Hatsukon and puts
Yes,
her
and
far ahead in first place now.
yeah, pulled the Dora. Pulled the 3-mon Dora that everyone else was clutching so tightly. Cecile able to find the last one. Big points. Kakachung, basically their last chance here. In the dealer position. 2 away from Tenpai. Pretty early. Got 2 Dora. This is not a bad last chance to have. Can even open if necessary with South Tile Yakuhai.
Home.
Oh, finds Dora!
Finds
Big
the
Dora
Dora.
Pone!
No Yaku yet has to pull that north to get a. Oh, nope.
Finds
I'm sorry, south. I
on
meant south,
top
but
of
nope.
it.
Doesn't need to pull, just needs to draw it himself.
Finds the Nan. It's weird to say Nan in this game because there's a player named Nan.
True.
Nan.
Okay, so what I was saying is it's a saying.
Right.
Yeah, so if Kaka puns this non, the south, then according to legend, would not be able to win the
Right.
hand.
Chi.
We will see whether Kaka takes that superstition into account. It
Sumo.
is almost Lunar New Year.
Doesn't have
Very,
any chance to take any superstition into account.
Big manga. Lunar New Year. Big time for
Oh, yeah.
superstition to come into play.
Wow, and a great starting hand for his continuances dealer.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a comeback opportunity. Not quite double Riichi, but when you're in last place, you will not be displeased with such a hand.
Yeah, just give me that 7 dot, let me reach anything, maybe a 5 dot first and get some open-endeds in there.
What about the North Paraway?
I mean, you can reach with it for sure, but I think the most ideal draw here would be like a 5 dot and then a
Ooh.
4 dot.
Yeah, this is pretty solid.
And
Now,
then getting
Kakachun has
a
the
Sanchoku
369
somehow.
mon potential.
Yep.
Very nice
Three
opportunity.
six
Could even,
nine and 7 dot. I'll give him Tenpai.
yeah, could even chi the 7 dot here. Nan does not have to give up a 7 dot because they've drawn the 7 dot themselves.
I think maybe, I don't know, I'd be more inclined to choose something like the 6 mon
Each.
or the 3 mon
Mm.
because I don't want to be stuck with a 369 weight with no Yaku when there's all the 9s still left that I can't see, and it turns out 3 in the wall.
Nan finds a second copy of 7 pin as Ui Bunway across the table. Riichi's discarding the Dora, waiting for that crazy Itsu. Furi 10, Itsu 8. Itsu Pinfu. Itsu being the full straight, 1 to 9. Also can win on 3 and 6, but 6 is
but
in the
it's
discard pile.
that's the exact weight that Kaka wants to be waiting on.
Yep, and Kaka is not Furi 10.
But
Nan
what
pulls a
happens if
6.
if Kaka draws the
Nan
not
drops
gonna
6.
cheat.
But it is not Tenpai. Kaka's not Tenpai yet.
No, he could have cheated, that's why there was a delay.
Mm.
And maybe he
Yeah.
could have cheated for a possible Sanshoku as well, but I think he's worried about that 3-so.
Yes, 3 or 6 so, both the options for Tenpai. 3 so being the discard that gives
Oh,
the
now it'll be
mixed triple.
fine. Now it'll be fine.
We'll see what happens here. 20 tiles left. Kaka on their last dealer turn of the game. was almost looking like 7 pairs for Nan, but Nan too afraid to deal in to keep pushing this hand. So he's going to step out with a safe 8. So 3-mon also does not deal in. Kaka still has not found Tempa yet. Hmm. 2-mon. What do we do now? Kakachu, the safe 6 so goes through.
It's also much
Unbelievable.
wider sumo for
Sumo.
Boone. Sumo's that not only the 3010 three-sided weight, but the most expensive one, which is enough to put Boone into first place.
Yeah, we didn't see any big hands in the previous game, but on this table, this must be where all the mangans went.
Also, that's the exact reason why Boone did that 3010 reach, was for the chance at first place, and it paid off.
Huge win, huge 9-mon draw. Now, Oi Boon Wei in the lead. Cecile South 4. Last chance for all of our players, dealer or not. That's a pair of Dora for Cecile. We'll see whether they use it. 5-pin discard right out of the middle. Wants to stay Ishan 10. Wants to stay 1 away from Tempai, but also wants to keep Dora. The pair of Dora around just in case. So that only leaves 5-pin. Slight backfire with the 6-pin draw right after, but cannot really blame Cecilia. Boone on the right is 1 away. Nan across the table is 1 away. This is interesting pawn for Cecile. It does make it a lot easier to cash in on Dora now with open calls. But that final weight of 7, 7, 8, 9. Okay, if it gets a different weight, has to discard Dora for Tempai if this is Cecile's line. Does discard it, no calls. Boone in first place, not willing to risk the half flush.
Look at
Deal
Nan's
into
hand.
Nan. Yes.
Nan has all of Cecile's money.
Con! Not only is this a half flush, this could be.
Cecile's in with the 5.
Ooh.
Ouch. Right
That's
after
tough,
conning
Frank.
too.
Yeah, not even half flush. That was also all triplets, toy. So Nan was looking to score everything, but 5-mon came out. Cecile was Tempai. Able to stop Nan's big hand, and this hand does not look quite as good, but it does have West Dora, so Mangan level is still there. Wouldn't be enough to overtake any of our 40,000 point players, even on a direct hit. But perhaps Haneman, if Nan can draw the last West tile on a closed hand. And even if Nanzu there does end up in third place overall, getting an extra 8,000 points from a Mangan, still quite a few points in this format where the UMA is only 50 and 5. 8,000 points is basically quite a bit. Yeah, so Nan is going to make the move, but I think Nan is also looking at the half flush for potential Haneman. Because 12,000 points, that's when we're getting to the level where Nan can get out of third place. Ooh, never mind. Goes for 6, 7, 8. Willing to keep this. Nan now 1 away.
Cecile also went away. Lots of Poland and Chi options too.
Where will the tiles fall? Okay, now going for the full half. Oh no, not full flush. The half flush.
The full half flush.
The full points. Yeah, Haneman Sumo would be enough to overtake Cecile. Not quite enough to overtake Boone. But here we are. Big Tempai, 1 so, 2 so. Only 1 tile left in the wall, but 2 tiles in Cecile's hand. Cecile waiting on 7 so. Oh, not quite. Oh, will Atuso come out here? But that's Furiten, so I don't suspect. Yeah, 3 so, but willing to risk it. So that does mean Cecile might risk dealing in. This is the last 7 so. That's going to be very hard for Cecile to win now. Oh, another deal in
Don't.
tile. And that is going to swap their positions.
Sivhane Monahan, the West points to a 2 or 3 Dora, rather.
Yes, the Haneman.
And Cecile was in a tough spot because she had to use that Tanyao with the
Right.
call. Could not use that one bamboo, so it was fold or go. Um, Still in third place overall going into game 2, which will start for us in about 7 minutes. So I think we can take a short break. Call your friends into the chat. After game 2, we're going to have a chat event. We're going to be giving away a Kotaro Uchikawa champion, world champion towel. It's a face towel, one of those commemorative face towels that you get in Japan. It's a pretty cool one. It's got his face on it and the World Reach Championship 2025 logo and everything. So stay tuned for that. And if you know anyone who is an Uchikawa fan, this one, there it is.
There it is. It's a face towel with a face. It's
It has
very meta.
it's true.
That
Also
is
an
the
autograph, an image of his autograph there on the side. We will do one event today, and then there will be one each on the Sankei Shimbun Cup broadcast next week, as well as a drawing for 2 more paid channel subscribers at the end of the month. So if you're interested in being in that drawing, I think it's like $1 to subscribe, $1 a month or something. It's actually very affordable if you have the means.
So you mean, yeah, joining as a member to the
Yes, a
channel.
member. Mhm. The paid membership for the
Right.
channel. You don't have to be a paid member for the chat event, for the chat giveaway. But if you want more chances, then you can go ahead and become a member. And we love to have y'all. So we'll take a 5-minute break. Does that sound reasonable? 4-minute break.
I am
And
right.
we'll be right back.
Thanks for waiting, everybody. Welcome back to the World Riichi Pro Battle 8-player invitational here in February 2026. As you can see, my name is Jeremy, also known as Tips and Tricks, where we are here online. And I am joined by a World Riichi professional, Nathaniel, on the mic. Welcome, Tatenu. Well, I can hear you. Can the chat hear you? Chat, give us a hand. Can you hear Tatenu? Otherwise, I'm a solo commentator here. But we will, I think, probably have to figure it out as we go forward, because our game 2 is starting very soon. So we do have the same players, same 8 players we saw in game 1. I believe the tables are the same as well. So they're going to know the scores basically exactly. And they're going to be playing each other. So let's take a look at these players. That's right. So for table 2, we are keeping the table organization the same. So we've got Uy Bunwei from Singapore, Cécile Blanc from France, we've got Nanzu from China, and Kaka Chung from Hong Kong. We saw them a little bit before the break, but now we've seen their introductions, as table 2 will be the featured table for game number 2. Here we are. Kaka Chung going to need some help after game number 1. Almost had a chance with his South 3 comeback on his dealer turn, but it was not quite enough to get out.
Yeah, it was a really exciting finish. I think I'm in. I think my mic's working.
All right.
Early pull from the dealer. Kaka will get perhaps a chance to repeat. Calling dragons. Can't even call a second set of dragons and still have the pair in hand.
Well, here we are. Here we are. So Boone, 1 away from Tenpai. And Kaka, 2 away from Tenpai. Now that your mic is up to snuff and back in action, seems like the players did not wait for you. They're already zooming away. Nanju on the left side has 3 Dora.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about that hand because it also has Sanshoku potential. If you can draw the 7-mon, Nanju can find a big start to this game. But we already have 2 Tempais, one for the dealer waiting on the 5 pin for Red Dragon only. And then also across the way, the west is the sequence. We have west only to shut down the expensive threat. Whoa, big Tempai. Which Riichi will you take? Probably the 7-8 mon because so many of the 6-9 pin have come out. And actually cutting the 6 pin for Tempai rather than confirming the Ipeiko. Going for the chance at Sanshoku instead. What do you make of that?
This is very, I guess greedy is the word for it. but I think it's the right player because you don't. If you get 8-mon, you lose a little bit. But I think you're banking on 7-mon cashing in because one of the 8-mon is the Dora indicator. And so you probably figure you get the 7-mon more likely.
It's going to be instead the cheap hand that shuts it down. Yeah, Riichi Sanshoku Dora 3 is the Hanuman as opposed to just Riichi Ipeko Dora 3, but that's on a roll, and you have to get the 7-mon specifically. And you know, if you Tsumo or hit Ura, you would have gotten those points anyway. But it's a chance at Baimon if you Tsumo and hit Ura, so on and so forth. So big value play, but it didn't come to fruition either way. And now we have Cecile as our dealer.
Yeah, no matter which weight is taken there, it would have ended up being a deal in. So tough break for Nanju there. Small win for Oi Bunwei, but a very important win to stop that huge hand from happening.
Yeah, big stuff happening here in this hand too. Cecile making the early play of the 4-pin to try to move in the direction of perhaps an outside hand at Chanta. But on the right, there are chances to shift into a flush or even build pairs or triplets. And on the left, we have a really nice Ishanten with double acceptance in the Slozu. If you draw 4-so or 7-so, then you have Riichi telling up with potential for Ipeko as well. Could be a big value.
Yeah, surprisingly not too much Dora action. Once again, the only player with Dora, but this time he's only got 1 instead of 3.
Oh, just as Tenpai is found, 3-so is pulled and must be discarded for a relatively inexpensive 2,000 point hand. Get up Fu bump because of the triplet of 1-mon in the hand, so we're 2,000 instead of the normal 1,500.
Yeah, speaking of 3, the 3-so gets 1 on immediately as soon as it reaches Tenpai. Here's the 3-so again. Boon's got to have like some psychological misgivings against discarding.
I'm probably going to keep it this time.
This is the exact same decision Boon had last time, whether to discard the East or the 3-so. Of course, the situation is different, but it's the same 2 tiles. And this time, Boon goes with the East instead of the 3-so.
It certainly makes sense to me. And well, maybe a similar potential pivot into a flush in the Monzu if you continue to draw more Mon tiles. But we will see Tenpai found. Now, this doesn't have a Yaku unless the Red Dragon is the winner here. Oh, here we go. So technically Tenpai, or you could greed. Which way are we going to go? And remember, the results of game 1.
Nan looks like Pinzu half flush, right? So I think that is kind of leading into Boon's decision to Riichi without discarding extra Pinzu tiles, even though Nan is not actually.
Ikatsumo, just always Riichi. Ichikatsumo, the Haku as well. It's going to be a Mongon minimum unless there's a huge number for Ura. But no Ura, still 8,000 points, and the winner of game 1 is carrying on here in game 2.
Yep. It's just 8,000. Still bigger than any hand we saw from table 1 when we were watching them.
I just know that table 1, they're playing right now. They're going off. There's fireworks. There's probably a Yakuman or 2 happening. We will have missed it.
Yeah, usually after a small ball game like that, people tend to look for a little bit of value in the next game. Oi Bunwei here, already in the lead. A chance to extend the lead 2 away from Tenpai. Has got a Dora in hand. Now has a really nice shape. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So good fortune here for Oi Bunwei. Cecile on the right is moving forward, but still not quite close to Tenpai. Nanju, same situation across the table. On the left. Oh, sorry, Cecile's on the left. Nan is on the right. My mistake. Cecile actually has a reasonable hand on the left. Got a Dora. Maybe able to call a triplet of red dragons. Got 2 in the hand so far.
And this is where we really get to see some interesting things about the players, because they will be aiming for top 2, and they'll be incorporating the results from game 1 into their play. So Cecile got a 3rd place, minus 7.3, chasing down 2nd place at 9.6. So she will want to be ahead of Nanju, and might not do something like open up for a red dragon call, even for 2 Han here, when she can get more. And in fact, cuts away from the red dragon pair.
Yeah, she had drawn that very nice 7-mon in her case, which allows her to go for that 5-6-7 mixed sequences. So I think that's the line she's taking here. Might be able to get all inside, all simples, Tanyao. However, you translate it in addition to the mixed sequences, maybe just one, maybe both, but there's also the Dora. Oh, another 7-mon. So Cecile's going to play very aggressively here. Not holding a safe tile, just maximum efficiency. Any way to win here. As you mentioned, this is the last game before the cutoff point. Before top 4 occurs, and this is also the last game before the Kotaro Uchikawa WRC 2025 champion face towel giveaway.
Everyone's looking forward to that.
Make sure to like the stream, thumbs up the stream, and subscribe to the channel.
By the way, we had to do a template on that East cut, not taking this Riichi because he doesn't have to. Doesn't want to put himself in any danger here. Or he has such a healthy advantage having won the first game and leading by a decent margin here in the second game.
So now 2 players template. Boom. Boon template. Nanzu template. Cecile looking to get there and across the table.
It broke away.
Kakachung is...
Did not like the 6-pin, and for good reason it dealt in, but the 2-so also deals in. It becomes Suji, the 5-so came out, so it didn't look as bad, but Tanyaldora 1 will end this particular East 3, and will shift us straight to East 4. Nanju will get our dealership. First chance here in East 4.
Yeah, this is a 3-pair opening, almost 4 pairs, but discarded the north and drew the north backfire, but it's probably the worst tile in the hand anyway. Kakachung, aggressive east call. We'll see how this plays out. Looks like Kaka is probably going to have to end up going for a flush to make Yaku here. The 1-so is Dora, so there's a little bit of extra value on that flush. It's just going to be slow discarding the 5, 6, and 7 of diamonds. There's a pawn. Out comes the south first, though.
Yeah, might not be going for the flush after all. Maybe just Yaku Haidora 1. We'll see. The hand does need a pair, and so you could aim to try the Dora Tonki in the future. And the 4-pin keep, we might end up shifting all the way back into a Pinzu flush. We'll see what happens.
That's fair.
Ah, there it is, the 2. So that will confirm the Dora shape. We just have the 2 Han. Three calls in, and you're anticipating that this hand is tempai. The question is just how valuable it is. I know, we are talking about the potential of a flush. The players can't see what's in the hand. They're definitely concerned about that fact, but the 7-so 9-so cut is intriguing, if that is the case.
Maybe that's the end of the flush, right? Maybe those are the overflow tiles. No Dora are visible to players, so they could be looking at like a East half flush Dora 3 hand or Dora 4 hand. Could be looking at a Haneman from their point of view, but it is only 2 Han from our point of view. Yeah, Boon not willing to try any of the Sozu or Honor tiles here. Boon is going to actually give up the 3-4 mon. The nice shape.
Awkward tempai for Cecile here. Tempai, but you have to cut 5-so or 6-so. We'll try the 6-so to hold the Tonki on the 5-so.
Yeah, Cecile has been playing very aggressively. Even from the first game, 7-pin,
surprise,
unexpected. Yeah,
2,000 points right back.
Only a small hand, but Kakachung needs all the points he can get from game 1's slight blunder.
Yeah, and this is going to be really important. This is his last chance as the dealer, so he's going to need to stay here for as long as possible and claim the lead away from our leader.
Yeah, I think this is one of the reasons why Jen does not like being first dealer. You're Your last chance comes so early and there's so much game to play. You're getting your shot at the dealer turn. Though the scores are close enough that even without a dealer turn, there's still a reasonable shot for Kaka to win this game.
1.
But, of course, he would like to get some insurance.
Well, speculative call there, moving in the direction of Sanchoku, 789. Gets the 7 so as well.
Yep, very fast, very quick move.
Let's see
the
if
play.
let's see if Boone actually helps out here, cutting the 7 mon and 8 mon. You worry a little bit about the player having Dora, something like Junchan, Sanchoku, Dora 2. That could be a little more expensive than you're willing to play out, so maybe we won't see the assist so much.
Cecile fastest tempai on the board. High chance of Kaka dealing in here. To Cecile's double south. Double 9, and that's it. But it would still put Cecile into second place outright in this game.
Now with WRC Uma,
Dora!
15-5. Ooh. She hasn't stopped on tiles before. Will she stop on the Dora? It's a really spooky tile with the types of calls that we've seen from Nanju. And yeah, breaks away. One pin says this one isn't going to be as expensive if it deals in. And she also can move, try for a Mongon of her own. Double South Dora too.
I think getting her own Mongon would be pretty big here. First place is pretty important.
Oh, the wrong end. Trouble.
Ooh. That's really bad.
Just throw it back.
That's a Fury 10 moment. I don't know what other options you have. I guess if you're trying to avoid dealing in, just pack away the hand. But what else is safe? Is 3-so even safe?
Oh, a disconnect.
Oh, Nanju, red name, red score right now.
Should be getting back in soon, yeah.
He is back. 6 mon. Does not actually deal in. It's all red, but no Yaku in Furuten.
So in terms of the weight on the left, there's 1 copy of the 9 mon in the wall. If it does come out, Nankan Chi, and then cut 3-so, and then cut 3-so again for some other Tonki.
Yeah, Cecile Tempai for this 2-so, but fits right into Boone's hand, so it's not coming out. Boone Tempai, no Riichi, no Yaku, though, so has to sumo.
Yeah, I wasn't even willing to Riichi Apinshu as the dealer, so I'm certainly not going to take this no Yaku, Dora 1 Riichi as well. Worst quality weight. 1 mon, not that threatening of a tile here, so out it goes.
Yeah, we can actually see all the 8-pin on the board, and even a copy of the 4-so. So this is a single tile weight right now. Maybe Riichi now that there's 2 Dora.
Might.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see a Riichi from Boone for the rest of this game.
Risks the 4-so. It's safe to non on the left, but not to Cecile on the right, and not to the dealer either. Still willing to risk it even without reach. Tempai here. Kakachung just going right ahead on his last dealer turn. 7 on the weight. 1 remains in the wall.
We'll take the Riichi. This weight too good to pass up.
Yeah, it is a much better weight.
I mean, this is such a trap.
2-so is a tough spot here. Now the Riichi. I think the 2-so would have dealt into Cecile if Boone did not just Riichi. So somehow the Riichi actually helping out Boone at the best possible time, avoiding the deal-in happening to Cecile.
Not it. There are 2 7-pin. Sorry.
Don't.
They're live in the wall. But 7-so comes in. 7 mon. Kaka just switched into the Tanyao.
Yeah, all the other tiles far too dangerous against the other players. 7 mon also dangerous, but not as much so. Ends up dealing in.
What a job to get to a Tempai first of all, and then find a Tempai that had a chance to win, and then get the win. It looked like it was going to be a really tough run in that particular hand for Kaka, but he managed to pull it out, and now gets a much better looking Hypai as his repeat. here in South 1.
Yeah, it was looking like Nan would swipe that hand down, but all of his momentum got blown away when he drew the 6-mon and ended up in Furiten. Those are the breaks, those are the risks you take though when you go for the Atozuke. You try and find the Yaku at the end. Sometimes you find the wrong tile with no Yaku.
Lets that Shi go through. Cecile looking for the Green Dragon, of course. Tatsu has 1 copy remaining because one of those is the Dora indicator.
Yeah, maybe the all triplets is a backup plan for Cecile as well.
Yeah, once you make that Shi, you can no longer aim for the triplets, but she did draw a 7/7 pair after passing the call, so I think that's definitely in the cards. And the Dora, by the way, came out and will be immediately followed by Cecile. She does get the Green Dragon, so now she's free to play the hand however she chooses.
Yeah, maybe a half flush line is an option as well.
It's been an interesting mix of greed and aggression.
Greed and speed.
Trying to find a way to climb into a position to move forward in this game. That 5-pin is fantastic.
Draw.
Big opportunity for Toy Toy.
Yeah, all the Dora are accounted for, and this is WRC no R, so no red 5s. So that really means all the Dora are accounted for unless somebody reaches.
Then you have to start worrying about the Dora underneath.
Yes.
Ishanten across the way. Hand on the left, just working there. It's got some ground to make up, but 2-4 Sanchoku is a possibility, definitely one you're looking for in terms of the value options.
Big draw for Nanzang on the left, filling that middleweight 5, 6, 7.
But gives up on the 4-mon.
Chi.
Of course, it already dropped the 2-mon earlier with the 3-mon discarded. That was less likely of an option.
Boone with the classic Pinfu Ten, as he's been wont to do this tournament, being in the lead so often.
Adds Tanyao to it now.
Tanyao, and it's the chance of the twin sequence on the 7-mon. Actually, that was always there. I just missed it. So this could be a pretty expensive Damaten. We'll see just what happens.
It might be a small amount of concern with the late 8-pin from Cecile's hand, the first pin tile to come out of that hand. But then the 9-mon comes out later, and then you really wonder, could it actually be a flush? I don't think so. Lets it go. No call on the 4, so...
Ooh, wrong tile for Tempai. It gives a wider one away for sure, but no Tempai here.
There it is, the Toy Toy Tempai, 8-pin out.
Big chance for Cecile.
The last 7-mon in the wall!
That's
it's gonna come out! There was only one tile to find, and unfortunately, Takachung was the one to find it. It will be Cecile picking up the big Toy Toy, and now in strong position to end up in 2nd place in this series.
Yeah, Kakachu in 3rd place right now, but 4th place in the first game, if I remember correctly.
That's
so
right.
Has got a lot of room to make up if he wants to make top 2.
Yeah, right now,
still not out of reach though.
The big race between Cecile and Nanju, who had 9.6, whereas Cecile had negative 7.3. So a gap of 16.9 between the two players to make up. Now, 1 placement difference, already 10 points right there. So she would just need to make up another 6.9 points. And let's make it a full 7 just to escape here with no ties.
Right. And Boone on the right. Oi Boone way. Pretty comfortable right now, but not guaranteed yet. Definitely no guarantees. Still has his dealer turn. Sometimes you can get summoned big on your own dealer turn. And of course, you can always end up dealing in.
Green Dragon Dora has already come out twice across the way, so that means that's less likely to be relevant in this round. Kaka still holding on to one copy because it really needs to find some sort of value. And
Yeah,
even
it
if that
looks
means
like
Hellweight Dora, it's could be good enough.
doesn't look great here for Kaka the Dora. Cecile going to play this out as an open hand. Just trying to make sure she gets her dealer repeat. Aggressive 6-mon call.
Really interesting choice from Non across the table, not holding on to the 7 Mon for future improvements and maybe even shifts into Tanya later. Rather holding for the immediate 8, 9, and 3, 1 so shape acceptance. It's going to leave this with an awkward weight and less value. Perhaps hoping that future dealership will be what gets him to the win. Oh wow, there's the Dora. A necessary find.
But how do you finish this hand now that you know the Dora can't? I guess you have to get north.
Yeah.
7 pairs kind of off the table. Not enough pairs.
Yeah, you're just
Cecile finds Tempai with that.
hoping for 8-so draw into Champon. Wait, there's the 8-so. There's the reach.
Huge. Boone is playing in defense mode already. Already gave up a 2-mon. Technically still 1 away from Tempai, but
oof, that tile did not look good, but it goes through.
It did come out just before the Riichi. Sometimes players will take stock of that. This is actually could have been Tempai, but Boone not taking any risks.
Absolutely not. Just gonna stay away here. Is that a safe tile? The
7
4 is
so
actually
safe on the
reasonably
left,
safe,
right?
but won't risk anything.
What's the play now? Boone 4-so going with the middle Suji. It works this time.
Oh, there's a sumo! Alright. Each sumo pay. Door to Ura would be huge.
Just how many?
No. None here, so just the Mangan. Kaka still some work to do, but getting into first place is within reach.
Yes. Just a couple thousand points away from first place. 2,700.
Move to the dealer of Boone now. He's not too concerned. As long as he finishes second even, that's totally fine. But now that the 4th place player is back in the mix, things get a little bit spicy.
Yeah, that's probably the best player that Boone wants to be in the mix, to be fair. I mean, of course, he would rather be out and away, head and shoulders above everyone. But if there's anyone he's got to face off, prefer it to be the 4th place player. So he's got the lowest chance of getting knocked out. I'm not sure exactly what the point situation is after the cutoff, if the scores are halved or reset, or they just come through as they are.
I believe it's a reset. We have Cecile going for a big hand. Could even be the full flush because all of these honor tiles are singletons in hand.
That's right. If it's a reset, then it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, playing for placement.
Afford to give up all your points as long as it means you still come in second on the table.
I'm really curious. The hand on the right. See how this develops. No calls are not on, so non planning to play for a Riichi. And does cut the 3-pin pair. I was wondering if we'd potentially see a 1-pin cut, where if you draw the 4-pin, you can play for 2-4 Sanchoku. Otherwise, you can play for Tanyao to get some extra value here. But just going to play this straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, it's true that Nan does not have any pair. Nan actually being the South player now can just be Nan. Both Nan are acceptable. There's a potential pair, but Nan does not keep that one.
We do see the
Prefers the
6-mon.
5-pin.
Chi of the 1-mon won't give a Yaku here unless you believe in Rinjan. Ooh, 7, so that's got to come out too.
I think Boone is probably looking for all triplets. It's just he's been playing so defensively. He's got the 3-mon in his discard pile.
Yeah.
And so does not want to get rid of Dora. by any means. So yeah, in the end, you're right. And Boone goes for the Yaku-less Tempai, no Yaku Tempai.
So there's still hope, of course. You could pull in the 5-mon and then Tonki on the Dora.
Right.
You could, theoretically, see a 1-so, call Khan, and then hope to pluck a 1-4 mon out of the wall.
That's true. There's one more or one less copy of the Wanman now with a discard from Kakachung.
I don't think we'll see it.
Yeah, I don't think Boone is
It would be
playing
very
in that
funny.
fashion right now. I think if Boone actually was going for the win, it would have discarded the 2-mon in advance and just went for Toy Toy. And does get exactly what you mentioned. Draws 5-mon, now waiting 2-mon Tanki.
It does a little risk
With
of
a
that
winning
6-pin.
opportunity. Yeah, for sure.
But the 3
Maybe
came out
still
not
is
too
probably
long
the
ago with no
safest.
call.
Cecile could be waiting for that 6-pin very soon, though.
Mm-hmm. Haku, that's pretty suspicious. It hasn't been seen yet. Could switch to it if you believe Cecile is going for the flush.
True.
Does.
Yeah, cuts Dora.
Says Dora is safer than this white dragon.
Yeah, not even going with like the really safe line of 1-so. I guess really wants to maintain Tempai because Kaka is right on his heels. Although, as we mentioned, Kaka not really a direct competitor to Boone, so maybe it's actually worth passing the dealer turn and letting Kaka get ahead. But then again, you're not only letting Kaka get ahead, you are also letting Cecile and Nan come closer if you pass your dealer turn with a draw. 1-mon. Oh, avoids the deal-in. Looks like Cecile is actually out here.
Boone will not avoid the deal and will be Hanyao Dora 1. 2,000 points. That's okay. Still in control here. That first place lead. But now players might slow down a little bit. Make sure they understand the math that they have to do coming into this final. We'll rely on them to do that math.
Yeah, hopefully it's done in advance because unlike some of the in-person tournaments, there's no pause here to get out the score, the notepads and calculate your score. So hopefully they got it out during the break in between games. All ready and raring to go. As South 4 blazes away. And as we mentioned, the players have been on the same table for the 2 games, top 2 advance. So they do not have to worry about any scores from the other table. Only the 3 other players at their table. So they know exactly what they need.
As it stands, Kaka's about 20 points away, I believe, from getting into the top group. Now, if he does jump into first, and will need to do so in order to escape here, it adds 5 extra points, so 15. To Sumo, that will add some points as well. Something like Hanamon Sumo will get there.
Oh, this is such a fast Ishan 10, but that's sometimes how it is with 7 pairs.
So quick math says that even Mongon Sumo might do it sometimes.
Dong.
Oh. We'll take this pink Fedora. So that is enough to jump into first. Is this enough to take over? Kaka confident enough to take this, so must believe that is indeed the case.
Kaka did not Riichi at all, so I think Kaka knows that it should do it, but it's hard to say because Kaka wasn't last in the first game.
Oh, I neglected to incorporate the fact that that Nan is in last place, so that would be the full 20-point swing. And in fact, I do think that this is going to be enough now with this large of a gap.
Right.
40.8 is going to be enough by, I believe, 2 points. So well read by Kaka. Coming back after a 4th place in game 1, performing exactly what he needs. That huge hand though, holding the twice cut Dora, despite the odds of pulling in the last one being so low, finding the Riichi, finding the Sumo to put himself in position to come back, and then knowing his condition, holding that dama and getting the win. And the question is, who is going to get second place between the two? Let's tally up these points.
That was a beautiful mixture of luck and skill there. Put the luck with the skill together. You can only get the lucky hands if you have the skill to see your out and play for it.
Of course,
so Kakachung there.
We had Bunwei, who was in the lead. She should be getting the first place overall. That means Kaka should be getting the second. And these should be the two players moving on.
That's right. Has the other tables game finished already?
I believe it has as well.
Ooh, so we will be awaiting the scores here. And chat as we wait, just a reminder, coming soon. This is the halfway point just before the finals. And so, to tide you guys over to the finals, we will be giving away a face towel with the face of WRC 2025 champion Kotaro Uchikawa. Your chance to win will be coming up shortly. So stay tuned if you want a chance at that towel. There will also be two paid members will be drawn at the end of February for their chance to win a face towel. This will be pretty exciting.
I still modifying some scores. It looks like they may have sorted it, which is throwing me off a bit.
All right. Are the results official? That's what everyone's waiting for. And waiting for that big announcement from the guy on the mic. Congratulations. Tension, huh?
There we go. The second place player. All three competitors were in the negatives, but it is Kakachung who did find his way to the victory, minus 8.7. And that is the most positive number of all those negatives. And so we will have our final table set.
Yeah, what a close race for second in that table 2.
Yeah, what a comeback. That was so exciting. I wish we could watch both tables simultaneously, because I'm sure that first game was exciting too, as the players who finished in the negatives for the first game would have fought valiantly to get into the positive position. But it looks like the top two players from that game also took charge and confirmed their position.
Yeah, that might have a little bit of that Subway Surfers side view kind of thing if we broadcasted both tables at once. Hard to focus on both. But yeah, it would be nice, right?
All right. So, shall we do a giveaway?
Shall we move on? I hope you guys have been paying attention.
We have a
Because here
giveaway.
we are.
Hello, Jen. Welcome back.
Jen.
Hello. I never got to be part of the giveaway, so here I am.
There she is. All right, you're excited. You're excited.
Yes,
What's
I'm
your
excited.
does that mean you have a plan here?
No.
All right. Well, chat, welcome to the World Champion Towel giveaway. As we mentioned, we've got Kotaro Uchikawa. Kotaro Uchikawa, the Tokyo 2025 WRC champion. Face towel
Champion.
here.
He's a Sekai Taikai champion. Sekai Taikai.
The World Tournament champion. That's true for the WRC. It was a huge tournament. There were some people said there were more auto tables in one place than they've ever seen in their life at that tournament. It was a huge logistics event to get all those auto tables into the arena. It was quite a spectacle. And Jen, you were there.
So was Nate, yeah. We were
Yeah.
both, well, Nate played, and then we were both in the commentary booth, and we had the best commentary booth. Like, ours was even better than the Japanese team's commentary booth, to be honest.
Ooh, I see, I see.
The view was amazing from there. We got to see the entire venue and the raised platform for the broadcast tables as well.
Yep. We had windows. The other ones, the other team was like stuck in a little closed room, and like we had everything. We had a little camera set up just to see all the auto tables, the glory of all those auto tables.
But
Um,
now that we've regaled chat with our tales of WRC 2025, if you want to win this towel, tell us in chat who are you cheering on to win today's pro battle. Which of these players are you backing? Even if they are already out, who is your favorite player in today's pro battle?
any of the 8 players. That's what you said, right?
And
Even if they're
that's
out.
right.
Cover.
Yeah, even if they're out, we know we had fans for just about every player in the chat earlier today, and maybe they're still here even if their player is knocked out. For your chance to win the towel,
As a
Tian
reminder,
Shinhe from Table 1, Junxi Wang, Yukfa Jung, and Jimmy Lai.
And Jerry.
yeah,
Did we
of this
say Jerry?
table, Johnson, Jerry,
Yeah, Jerry
and
He.
Jimmy are advancing to the finals. But congratulations to all of the players. It was really fun watching them play game 1, a really unique Mahjong game that we saw, and it came to a very close finish up until Jimmy kind of pulling ahead. And then table 2.
Right. Yeah, Table
Oli
2 had
from Singapore. Sia Blanc from France. I should have let you read the France name tips.
right, Cécile Blanc. And we got Nanju from China and Kaka Chung from Hong Kong.
I love the fact that we have players from so many different countries represented in this battle. It really is a World Riichi Pro battle.
Yes. And so if you want to win the Kotaro Uchikawa face towel, tell us which of these players you're cheering for today.
Now
What
is
do
your
they make
time.
it
Type
top
it in the
four,
chat.
though?
Jimmy and Kaka. Jimmy and Kaka. Okay, we got two representatives from Hong Kong. Made it to the final table.
That's right. Yeah, so we'll be picking one winner from chat, and even if you don't win today, 2 of the channel members will be winning a Kotaro Uchikawa face towel.
I am seeing the 2 entries, but I know there's more people who also shared support at the beginning of the stream as well.
You don't have to be a paid member for this event. This is just for anybody.
Right.
Anybody who is in the chat, follows the channel, no other conditions. Just as long as you are here today, right now, you qualify.
We could make it a toss-up, but I would like to get more votes if possible. It's always fun to have a chance. Should I throw my vote?
Yeah.
I
All
have.
right, Sammy, also Jimmy and Kaka. Yeah, lots of Hong
It's
Kong
like,
support. Yeah.
yeah, the Hong Kong support is here.
I have met a few of these players. Actually, Cecile, I met at WRC in Japan, and she
Ooh.
brought treats to her table. She shared one with me. I think she even won our game. That was in the team battle. So I am a little bit biased towards her, in fact.
Also,
But
there were so many treats at the World Reach Championship. Yeah.
Everyone brought country representative treats. Is that what you're saying?
We had like
Mm.
there were like tables of treats that you could just like pick up. They
Oh,
were
okay.
all like complimentary and everything.
I see.
the
You
EQ
were
table I visited so many times.
Yeah, it was like really good mochi and what are they, the daifuku.
Of course.
Oh, you go.
I've also got to support, though Jerry have gotten the chance to play against him in multiple tournaments, including a World Riichi League tournament in Chicago last year. So we always have a good head-to-head battle.
I think the next game is actually starting.
Oh, are
So
they?
All right, so it's
yeah,
time to make a draw. Here we go. Last chance, chat. I'm gonna draw it up now. Let's see who takes down.
I also made an image for the final table players. It's on the
Oh, cool.
Discord, by the way.
Let's see who takes down this Uchikawa face towel. Congratulations, Sammy-chan 8924.
All right.
You have won the Kotaro Uchikawa face towel. So, what we'll need you to do is email. Where's the email at?
I think we can probably go into the next game while we put the email in the chat. I
All
think
right.
we can see it already. I think the first game of the final table has started.
Home.
Nope, just have to
There it
change a
is.
couple things, but
All right. Well, we will put the email in chat, Sammy-chan. Email with pick screenshot of your YouTube profile, and we will get the shipping information sorted away if you would like to get your towel safely delivered and shipped to you.
Yep, I'm picking them up
Congratulations.
tomorrow, so they will be ready for
As
shipping.
yeah, as we go into game 3 here, I will be handing it over to Jen for today. We will be fixing the overlay, but well done.
Thank you, Tips. I'm gonna miss you. All right, and here we are in East 1. The starting dealer is Jimmy. In the south seat, we have
Home.
Boone across the table. Jimmy's fellow countryman Kaka from Hong Kong as well, and in the left seat is Jerry or Tian Shan Ha. And everybody is starting with 0. We're starting over, and it's going to be winner takes all. So we'll have 2 games. No glory for second place in professional mahjong. Jimmy has called twice and is 1 away now. Looking to either complete that sequence in the Manzu or the dots, the Pinzu, or maybe triple up that south or the 8 Man.
Home.
I'm going to use that door. There's a pawn for the south now. Jimmy is tempai waiting for the 3 dot. Of course, Jimmy and Kaka have been playing in the JPML Pro League for a year now. They played all 10 sessions last year. I believe, oh, not all 10, no, I'm sorry, for half a year. They started in September, and they will be continuing to play. They actually fly in from Hong Kong just to play in the JPML Pro League, which is one of the benefits of being a World Riichi Pro. You are eligible to play in pretty much all JPML events, I think. There are a couple promotional events that only JPML pros can play in, but generally, even the JPML closed events are open just to
Each.
World Reach pros. A follow-up reach from Jerry on the left. Waiting for the 4, 6, 7, a bamboo.
Dong.
And we also have Tempai across the way with the 4-mon, but Kaka will deal into Jimmy for 3,900 points. We had the Green Dragon and Adora. Enough food to bring that up to 3,900.
That's scary when that pin tile deals in. You see 2 honor calls and a pin tile call, and then the pin tile next to the door deals in. You worry that it's full 12,000 points, but just 39. 3-pin certainly looked safe enough
Yeah.
as against the Riichi, as there was the early 2-pin Dora discard.
It's tough when 3 players are Tempai on the table.
And-
Sometimes you actually end up deciding who is going to be the
Pump.
least damaging if I deal in, rather than how do I just fold this, because sometimes it's not even possible to just fully fold. Ooh, that's another pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 away from Tempai for Jimmy for all pairs.
Pairs would be a nice bailout of the situation. I wonder if we see the opportunity to call any tile, if he will take that chance. 2020 seems a little bit tough here when you already have a player that's opened with a Yakuhai.
Yeah, I can't call this as much as I would like to and not get Chitoi.
It looks like Jimmy didn't even have calls on, so not a consideration here. That Chuso passes by cleanly. Interestingly, holds the Green Dragon here, so not maximizing the 7 pairs acceptance. Of course, the Green Dragon has been called already. That lets it go now in favor of the 1. So maybe just wanted to get that 8-pin out of the hand. In preparation for this Riichi,
I saw him do that in game 1 as well, holding on to a safe tile and sacrificing just a tad bit of efficiency.
really cool to see the play styles here on display. Riichi with the Pincho as well. No door in this hand. The West could not pair up before Tempai was found. So no door 2 either. Can Jimmy get to a Tempai that can fight here? It's not too hard, I think, to play the 1, so the 8-pin came back. Also curious to see if we could see a fight on the right as well.
It's just 1 away from ready, that 1 bamboo. Doesn't look that scary even against the reach. And there it comes across, or from Jerry. So Boone will easily be able to play it now. And there it goes, but still not quite ready.
8 so again. All these pairs. At least they're safe tiles. Now the 8-pin goes through as well. And the 1-mon pairs up again. Oh, this is the Chitoi that I know.
Yes, this is the bane of my existence.
The 7th copy of the winning tiles has been drawn. No more 9-mon left in the wall. Only 1 6-mon. 2 more draws. Oh, there is the last copy. So, looks like we will not see a Itsumo. Question, can anyone find a Tempai? 2 so implies the dealer's getting out. There just really aren't enough draws for anyone else to make a statement here. So, looks like we are heading to Ryukyoku. As long as you can find a safe tile, 3-pin Suji, good enough. And it will be a draw. Peaceful conclusion to the East 1.
I'll bring the dealership to Boone, our Singaporean representative today.
Looks like an okay high buy. You dream of getting something like 6, 7, 8 Sancho to use the door 6-mon, but really just going to be played pretty patiently here at the start and see what fills in. 1 door on the right for Kakachong. It could be a Tanya in the future. We'll see how that pulls together. Jerry also door across the way. Judging. 2 away from Tenpai, but needs to fill in that Kanchan 7 mon. On the left, Jimmy also holding a copy of the Dora, but this one is kind of separated from the rest of the hand. He has enough shapes as it stands, so would love to improve away from what these awkward Kanchan shapes into a nice Gyamen drawing something like the 7 mon, but we'll wait and see.
You can see Vin's hand getting it so expensive. But if he ends up with a 789 Sanchoku shape, he's not going to be able to use that Dora. Oh, interesting. Really wide shape now and possible Ipeiko in the bamboos. But I don't know if that 4 comes in, then I think maybe you're back to the 678 Sanchoku. Actually, that's looking almost better. Oh. This is kind of hard.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit awkward.
This is a good what would you discard, I think.
Just play the straightforward 8 and take the immediate acceptance.
Yeah, but I could definitely see arguments for a 3 discard or even throwing the 8 back or maybe the 8 bamboo. There's a lot of discussion that could be had with that hand. I'm actually not sure what I would discard there. I'm glad it wasn't me.
3 seems kind of natural. Here's the 4 mon though, no good. Jerry holding the Tenpai across the way for the 7 mon. 3 copies in the wall, 1 held by Kaka. We'll switch now to an improved weight, much improved. This is a pretty telling 8 mon, I feel. The hand started with 5 so, 2 pin, 2 pin, 4 so. Quite unusual discards. And then the honor tiles start coming out south-north. So you're anticipating Monzu. Turns out it's not quite a flush, but still the weight is in the Monzu with a late 8 mon coming out.
I wonder if that spooked Boom because he ends up discarding the pair of 9s, going for sort of a Tanyao, but losing a lot of efficiency.
Yeah, if it does happen to be a flush, then dealing in here would be really expensive. That is the Dora suit. Notably, though, a couple Mon tiles have come out without being called, 4 Mon, the 1 Mon specifically. And but that's all in one Suji, so the rest of the tiles still a bit unclear.
True, but also that is the weight now.
That is the weight now, yeah. Speaking of a weight, we do have a Tenpai. We'll slam this Riichi. And
Sumo.
It is cheap.
Brings the winning tile to Jerry.
But kind of notable there is the pickup of 2 Riichi sticks. One from the Ryukyoku before, and then the new Riichi stick that was put in by the dealer just then. So that ends up being a rather nice pickup for Tianchen.
So as a player in the US, how much do you know about Jerry's playstyle or Tianshan's playstyle?
Actually, I first played against him in an online tournament. It was a position-only tournament, so you only played for placement. And after our games finished, we would go into the chat and sort of discuss how our games went. And what I noticed is that he and I had the exact same opinion on just about everything. So I instantly was a fan.
All right, so we have a lot of insight on what he's thinking then.
Yeah, he's very, he's a pretty heady player, so he really does think a lot about his actions. Not surprised to see him finding his way to World Riichi Pro. And we do have him opening up with the red dragon on the right, already concealed triplet of white dragons as well. Tenpai now will take the shampoo weight 7 pin 2 so. No chance to shift to Toy Toy anymore, but That was an option before that Tenpai was found,
Boom.
and will get the win immediately. Jimmy moving towards the big value hand, but that will deal into 2600. And again, kind of chipping away here. Township will have the lead moving into his dealership in East 4.
And what a mess of all these hands, actually. Nothing looks really good, to be honest. Spoons is a little bit better with a completed sequence and an open-ended, but everyone's hands are really just, we'd call it bara bara. It's just all over the place.
Another otter tile, and you're like, I just got rid of one. All right, here's a West.
Ah, man, what if we had kept those two just 3 away from Kokshi?
It's back. We can try it again. Okay, the South has come out 3 times. It's probably not going to happen. You just got to press forward and have the other hands improved. I guess Boone's looking okay. If you can connect the door, that would be fantastic. I'm not feeling that optimistic about the hand of Kaka on the left. The dealer gets a nice
Hard to
3
feel.
pin.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, Boone's hand is looking pretty good, but I think this 3-pin draw by the dealer is probably the best draw we've seen this hand so far.
Going to 6, so leaves some flexibility as well. I'm curious to see if Boone will open up here, having door 2. Telling door 2 could be a play just to get back over 30,000 points moving into the South rounds. You can always cut the
Home.
2 mon. Oh, the tune comes out. Home. Here's that flex play at hand. Tenshin might have to give up the 5-pin and the 9-pin, both the Dora connectors.
All right, we got an open-ended. Now the hand's looking much better. Looking for where that pair
Each.
is going to be. It's looking like probably the 5-8 bamboo, but those are being used by Boone, who just reached across the table.
Drew the 3rd copy of the Dora. This is a big time reach, waiting for 7 so. There are 3 tiles in the wall. All of them are 4 so.
And this one is not look safe. It looks actually quite suspicious with that 5-mon right before the reach.
Yeah, right before an East tile reach, where the East is your safety tile.
Exactly. Imagine that's a safety tile. So what were you looking at, a 5-3 shape and the 2 came in, or? Lots of things that make that one mon look scary.
So the deal in tiles. 9-pin is 1 chance, but we'll go with a safe sort of outside tile 2-pin instead.
Yeah, 1 chance this late next to the Dora
Next to the
is
Dora,
not that great
especially.
of a 1 chance.
But we see Jimmy pushing. He has gotten to a Tenpai for 182. It is a Mongon Tenpai, so he might fight this to the end of the earth, even if he draws a copy of the 4 so. At this
And
point
the
in the
3-mon is a Suji to an after the reach Suji as well to the reach. So it's, I could see that coming out
Each.
from Tianshan. Nope, no, he's gonna reach.
Okay.
Ooh,
We'll play the 3.
Boom.
Oh, it
Does
is!
play the Suji. Did not trust the 1-mon against the first Riichi, but this is going to be just as expensive.
You know, I stopped myself, and that's exactly what happened. I stopped myself from saying it.
Yeah, had a really nice weight cutting the 1-mon, but the 1-mon was such a bad-looking tile. Didn't want to give up on his
Suji
dealership, though.
definitely looks. I mean, you're always a little bit cautious of Suji when it's the reaching tile or right before the reaching tile, and we had the like the next to Suji. We call it Ura Suji, but the
Gee.
actual Suji after, when the Suji tile has come out after the reach, is generally a bit safer. Just in this case, it was not safe to the right player, the player on the side, the walkie. We call it walkie.
And they played on the same table. Jimmy and Danshin both came from table 1, so they'll have faced off against each other. And we do have a Tenpai already, Jimmy, taking the Red Dragon Pon, and now waits 3-6 mon for 1,500 points. Ishanten on the
And this
right
is
as
just
well.
let me keep on being dealer for as long as possible, Tempai. There's not really any way to get value out of this hand. It's just let me win quick and don't take my dealer away.
Could have a very funny Tempai soon. Depending on what happens in the hand of Kaka. Doesn't want to give up the 8 Sodor just yet. If you draw something like the 7, so you might choose the Nobutan 5 8 so weight instead of the amusing 2 3 4. But the 6 instead is going to come out, and that will end the hand. Jimmy retaining the dealership.
That was just everything went exactly according to plan for Jimmy right there. It sounds so much more poetic when you say it that way. The hand of Kaka.
This could be more of the same. We see the East call relatively quickly. And not an immediate flush in sight. In fact, Jimmy probably wants to collect the 1 Pandora and increase the value of the hand. So looks like it'll be a straightforward call and go. Repeat as the dealer. We'll see if a Riichi hand can put a stop to this. The right bone is getting a little close. Ooh, nice 3 pin draw. Straight into Ishanten. One away now.
The 1 monk there.
I really think you're hoping for the Sananko here. You don't want a Riichi only. Try to triple up one more set of tiles, either 1 mon, 7 so, or north. Preferably draw the 7 so. A really sneaky weight. Oh, and there it is.
Each.
North is in the wall, 1 copy, and 1 mon, 2 copies in the wall. Could be a similar chance. We saw in game number 2, table 2, Kakachong finding a copy of the North, a necessary tile, move him into the finals. Can Boone do the same?
I'm not sure anybody stops the north tile here.
Yeah, it really doesn't seem that bad.
Of course, he wants to draw it. It's not worth that much if he wins on a discard, but if he draws it, that's Mungon immediately.
Kaka pulls in the Tempai, jams the 3 pin out. Yakuhaidor to potentially 3. 1 pin cannot be used by the Riichi player.
Jerry hangs on to that north. Oh man, he's just collecting winning tiles.
Oh, but dealer can't hang on to this 1 mon.
Yeah, I think that unlucky that there were no Uradora, but that was a really good weight.
Yeah, you kind of expect to win via Rome because the weight is very good. Players really shouldn't expect you to be waiting on those tiles. But you hope for the Tsumo, and you hope if it does come by Rome that you hit Urasan. But fortunately none here. Boone will claim 2nd place, though, going into South 2 dealership. Nice hand as the dealer. Could be interesting, a little bit tricky to draw down to the door shape, but you kind of want to hold on to this 1 so for as long as possible to give yourself that opportunity. Could move away from it now. We'll hold on though with 3 mon cut and reach Tempai found by Kaka. This is very quickly. Great 3-sided weight, Riichi Ping Fedora. Couldn't ask for anything more here. Maybe Tanya? Oh, Ipatsu, that's what you asked for. Jerry had just found an Ishanten and wanted to fight with the Dora chance. Didn't want to cut the Dora Suji 6-0 though, and that Ipatsu will make 8,000 points to Kaka, who will now jump into 2nd place over 30,000 points. Just a ridiculously strong hand to have that early on, and we'll move right into his dealership. 2 away from Tempai after 1 discard. Now Dora pairs up. Could be a big opportunity for the dealer. On the right, Yakuhai potential, but from this position, I think Jerry's going to be looking for more. Across the way, Jimmy. Also a strong-looking hand. Could be Riichi Pros. Left potential callable hand for Boone to stay within reach of second place and first place. Big 2-so draw from the dealer. Now some decisions to be made. Which Kanchan to keep, which one to discard. We'll go ahead and cut away from the Sozu. Holding on to the 2-4 pin. We'll aim for the 3-pin. Unfortunately, there's only one copy of the 3-pin left in the wall, so that's going to be a rather tricky weight to get. But I think you can hope maybe to draw a 5-pin and improve that shape.
I think you want to draw a 5-pin and then a 5-so, even if you have to discard the Dora, maybe.
Yeah, I was looking at that possibility as well. Always look for the Sanshoku.
Cuts away from the Sanshoku, but you have the Dora there.
Notably, no call here, but not content with taking just 2,000 points. Really flexing different options with a 3-mon. If you wanted to, you could get really greedy with this hand. Maybe even move towards Tanyao. Well, we have a Tempai. It is just on the Kanchan. Could break away and seek additional value. Yeah, it does indeed cut away the 6-pin. So there's a 3-so draw to find. And if you do draw the Chun, the Red Dragon, you can slam for the 3-5 Sanchoku, but finds the 3-sided weight instead. We're going to have an immediate chase. Wow, the last 3-pin pulled in by Kaka. And it is dealer Riichi Pros 2 with Peko chance, the twin sequences, fighting up against 147 Riichi Dora 1 on the left. We've got a Tempai now for Jimmy. Does he want to get into this battle? Says no. 6-pin out and the 5-so Ippatsu. Dealer is going to win a monster hand. Can there be Ura? One Ura makes it.
Might get the twin sequence, but still Mongon.
Yeah, couldn't find the maximum value, but this is going to be huge for Kaka. And the Hong Kongers are doing great.
It's mentioning that they are playing in the JPML League. Of course, that's A rules, the JPML competition rules, so no Ippatsu or Ura. But I know that they have their own leagues in Hong Kong as well that use WRC rules.
I've gotten the chance to play against Kaka myself via the World Riichi Online Team League. Not, unfortunately, on his team, but against him. I'm assuming this is the same Kaka that I see over and over again online.
Yes, I think so.
Always a tough opponent to face. Now I get to actually see in person why that's the case.
I think he also, I believe it was Kaka who won the online pro qualifier for the OE tournament this past year, which is another JPML. That's an open tournament. And only the top 2 advanced to the actual OE like main event from the online qualifier, and he placed in the top 2.
Fantastic stuff, showing why he's top.
Yeah.
But can't stop this one. Tempai just found Hatsudora 3, and we'll snipe 8,000 back.
8,000 right back, yeah. Still a net 4,000 for those 2 hands for Kaka.
Minus homebun, sure. And now goes to Tanshan Jerry. This
nice
is...
for Ben to get some of those points back, though.
Absolutely. So close game for 3rd and 4th place, close game for 1st and 2nd, but when there's a dealership, a lot of things can change. This Hypai not looking terribly fantastic, although the 6-so Kanchan fill is a good start. On the right, also somewhat middling hand. You have a sort of outline of 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku, but you're still looking for a pair, and so unlikely to find that. Across the way, though, that looks fast. Ishanten already. If you can find the 4-so and get the 2-sided weight as well, that will be a Riichi, I'm sure. On the left, Also not too bad either, moving in the direction of Tanyao, especially if you can find the 7-mon draw, then it'll be looking really, really good. Second door for Jerry. Now it's time to open.
Yeah, I think so. That 7788 shovel weight is really tough. So you're hoping for something that allows you to not use that. I mean, actually, a 3 and a 6 would be pretty nice right there.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because the 4-5 also wants a 6-mon, so you have three
Yes.
shapes that want a 6-mon. The 4-5, the
Ideally, you want to
7-8,
cut
and
away
the other
from the
7-8.
7. I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to cut away from the 7-mon.
I agree.
That 5 dot
Gee.
actually might have been a good chance to do it. Also leaves a chance for Sanshoku. But he's going to stick with these more kind of open-ended
Home.
possibilities. Pwn.
Oh wow, even cutting the 7 so preemptively. So not willing to make any future shifts in the Sozu. He's committed to these mon shapes.
So we found a spot where maybe you don't completely agree with Jerry.
Well, it's tough. It's easy to say this. When I'm looking at the table, I can see that there's a 7 and 8-mon locked up, and the 7-mon's the door indicator. But who knows? There's still an 8-mon on the wall, right? So it's going to be hard for other players to use because Jerry can see so many of the 7-mons. Even if one player has a complete sequence, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9, that last 8 is hard to use. And so will come out from Boone. He's the one player that, well, he can kind of use it. He'll wait and see. This could be exciting.
He can definitely make those 2s a triple and use the 8 as a pair.
Yeah. So there is a world where this actually gets incorporated. Oh, but Tempai, that's hard to beat. This is big value. Riichi Piru, that door's gonna come out. Itsu chance, and we're gonna see the dealer door pull, and suddenly you're sweating.
So a 1-3-mon weight versus a 3-6-mon weight.
Got 4-7-mon.
Gee.
7-mons are locked up, but the 4-mon's still live for Itsu.
Dong.
Oh, but the 8-so is gonna get shut down. Jimmy deals it to Kaka, and that will change placement for first and second. Both players were Tempai. Jimmy had Sanshoku Tempai, waiting 6-so 6-mon. Now, I gotta pause here and just like look at this board. Every win Tempai here. There are 2 Mongon hands on the board and 2 open hands that are just trying to shut it down and confirm a first place here. One of the toughest positions, I think, to play in Mahjong when you have an incentive to shove against the biggest hands on the board.
Yeah, Jimmy Tempai as well, and what can you do? He's just lucky that it went into the 1,000 point hand instead of one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, and this is an acceptable outcome. Jimmy might fall to second place here, but 13.2 sets himself up in pretty decent position to come back in the next game. And again, 1 placement above is going to equate to 10 points of Uma. So it's going to be imperative that Jimmy finish ahead of Kaka here. That's going to be the main goal for those two, is just to finish ahead of each other.
Be the last, they both have that. The Boom and Jerry are going to have first place conditions that they have to play to. It is a winner takes all sort of situation. Everybody's got to aim for first place going into the last game here, which I think will start for us in about 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm sure that players will have taken a pause there to try to work out their conditions. Definitely want to do that before the game starts.
Yeah, I think we do have the image with the 4 players. People can get a visual of. I don't know.
Yeah, just one moment, I'll have it.
I made it right after we got the results of who was advancing on. So kind of live editing here on the stream. It's definitely going to be an exciting final table, though. Everybody's aggressive. I mean, everybody Tempai in the last hand. All right, those are our players. Wei from Singapore, and Jerry or Tian He from the United States, Jimmy Lai from Hong Kong, and Kaka Chung also from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong well represented. I was talking about that online team league where they always throw a squad in there. They always place well too. group from Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, the Phoenix team, right?
That's right.
The Phoenix Warriors basically is their name. And they made the finals in the first Roddle.
Yeah, I
That's
know
right. So
the
I think there's a lot of like studying and improvement discussion about hands.
the scene in Singapore also quite strong. I know a player actually in my area of the U.S. traveled to Singapore and ended up playing mahjong for about 2 months, 3 months, something like that,
Oh wow.
and came back with uh, all sorts of stories and said, "Hey, those guys, they're pretty good." And by pretty good, I mean really good. So he learned a lot playing mahjong out there.
It wasn't Reach, but everybody who watched Crazy Rich Asians
Mm.
came and told me about the mahjong scene in it because they know I play mahjong. It was not Reach mahjong. I don't know which style actually they were playing, but um, at the end there's a mahjong scene. That movie, of course, takes place in Singapore. All
Okay,
right,
I
we
do
have
know they
about
have
3 minutes
started,
until
right? So we'll have to wait
yeah.
out that delay. By the way, we did announce our winner already for today's giveaway.
But we will have another giveaway next week for the Sankei Shimbun Cup broadcast on the 26th and the 27th. So Thursday and Friday next week.
So
That is
similar,
the last game of the regular session for the Sankei Shimbun Cup.
that's going to be an exciting one to watch. And similar to this giveaway, you don't need to do anything other than be in the chat and answer the question that is posed to you.
Yep.
So we know that you're here and can respond to the email. Send an email with your information so we can get this out to you. There'll also be more Uchikawa World Champion titles given away to subscribers. That'll happen at the end of February. So multiple opportunities. The 26th and 27th, that's for free for anybody who happens to be in the chat on those days. And for the paid channel subscribers at the end of the month.
So you have to do the join, I think it's join channel. In Japanese, it says become a member. I think it's like $1. It's really for the chances that you have to win these prizes. That's probably worth a lot more than the $1 that it costs to join. It's not exactly $1. There's exchange rates and stuff, but there is one small tier if you want to support the channel and join a bigger tier. That's also very welcome. Any support helps keep this channel sustainable, so we really appreciate it. But no obligation, of course. It's just if you feel like it and you have the means. We love to be here and bring these broadcasts to you. But eventually we do have to make it sustainable, so we really appreciate all of the support. What else was I going to say? Oh, last month we did the uniforms, the WRC Team WRC uniforms from the Sankei Shimbun Cup team. And those are so cute. They're so cute. And they're signed, but we had 5 uniforms last month and 5 towels this month. So really fun doing these promotions and getting some activity, some interaction. That's the word I was looking for. Interaction with the chat, with the members, with the subscribers. It is a happy community here and the World Riichi Championship YouTube channel.
Just wanted to remind the players of the scores, or the viewers of the scores, as we move to the finals that are happening soon. So margin of distance between first place and second place is 12.4 points. That's 1 placement and just 3,000 points approximately to overcome that gap. It's going to be larger for the third place in that game, Hui Bunwei, 28.6 points, and then for Jianshen, it will be 51.4 points. So that's a large margin to get. But if you get a reverse placement, then we could find ourselves in that very scenario. And they are underway here in the second game.
Yes, they have their first place conditions, or conditions to overtake first place. Remember that also last place is going to have to overtake second place at the same time. So there are some double conditions. It's going to get really complicated there in the very last hand, I think. But for now, everybody has 2 turns at dealer, and they can really just push and try and go for some big hands.
So if you are in the seat of Kakachong and you've already won the first game, but by a slim margin, and you're playing mostly against Jimmy, is that your main focus? Do you really ignore the other players, or are you going to keep their conditions in mind as well? At some level, you kind of have to keep everybody in mind, but how much?
Yeah, your first priority is to not deal into Jimmy, so you want to gain some points whilst not dealing in, I think, is the first priority. Probably you're not going to worry about the other players unless they have an obvious reach or some really strange discards, I imagine.
As we see
I don't get to
Jimmy...
be in this situation very often, so I just have to imagine.
Yeah, I kind of prefer to be in Jimmy's spot, actually, the player chasing down, because your condition is very easy to meet, or very easy to play towards. We are going to see Jimmy find the Tempai. Slamorichi waiting for 7 pin right after Kako opened up towards the Yakuhai door 2. Will call down, and now 7-so dancing outside the Riichi Tile 5-so. Gonna look for the 8 Mon.
That was one of the
Each.
oh, here we go. Another reach. Chasing reach. I'm waiting for the 4-7, so.
And 9 Mon jam against that chasing reach. Oh, but the 7 pin is gonna deal in.
Ah.
Not much option there for Tianshan. You gotta take the reach that you get. Oh, and Uda 2 is gonna be big for Jimmy. So this is gonna change the condition considerably for Kaka now.
Yeah, now Kaka's in that position that Jimmy was just in, where he can push and try and... That was the topic I was about to say that was in Obaka Miko one time. I haven't read it in probably 2 decades, but there's something about when you're in second place, you can sort of ride the draft. I don't know if you've ever... I know that people used to, when they had a convertible, they'd get in the draft behind like a semi or something and drop the top. When you're in second place, you can ride the draft of the first place player. Kind of stay off the radar a little bit, but and push for some big hands to kind of overtake it. But man, look at Jimmy's hand right now.
And this is advancing so well, and imagine something like a 3 Mon draw. Well, there's only one in the wall from our perspective, but that would be fantastic, pulling the Yum and get the Sanchuk as well. Are looking very good.
I mean, anything Mentomping and Adora, you already got a Mungon as dealer right there, so...
We notice, of course, Jianshin finding the Tempai already. Not willing to take this Riichi. He doesn't want to have Riichi only here. Looking for more value. Perhaps Son Uncle will be the play.
Maybe. I wonder if it's a 5 dot here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also declined to keep the 1 pin as well, so... Really trying to find the best pair option. Oh, it's back. I mean, this is a better weight, but it's still Nomi.
It's still Nomi, but it's the 7-8. There are 2 8s out, but I think it still feels a lot better.
All right.
That middle 4 weight.
It is 7-8 now. We can see that there are only 2 7s still left in the wall for this weight. The 8s are all held or discarded already. Really interesting to see what Jimmy's going to do here.
I think there's 2 7s in Boone's hand, so it's 1 7 in the wall.
Oh, you're right. One in the wall, so tough outs. Jimmy was able to push the 6 pin without a problem. 1 pin also will go through. Still hanging on to this Ishanten. And if the Genbutsu 7 Mon comes out from the left, I imagine we would see a Chi and the Nakasuji 4 Mon played out. Serious consideration about the 6 Mon. Is this a Chi? Let's it go.
I think with that she is like, then what do I discard sort of situation.
It feels like you're really just playing for Keshiki Tenpai, not willing to cut any of the so tiles, and just hoping to find a Tenpai to sneak in some points. Kaka in the
There's that
meantime.
last 7, so what is Jimmy gonna do? If he
Certainly not
Tenpais?
discard it.
Not now, but he's still just 1 away. What if that 5-mon comes in?
Hmm.
What would he do?
I think it needs position with only a few tiles left now. It's a little bit tough.
Yeah, probably just fold it at this point, but
Well, maybe you get a Chitoy out here if Jerry drops a so tile and then you pair up a tile and you can cut that safe so tile that just came out. There is a world where this happens. Chun, no pawn.
but put Spoon at 1 away from ready as well, I think.
강,
Maybe
Can try for the range shot, but of course those tiles are not live. Does flip Dora 4, and it's not going to matter.
and Boone cheese for Tenpai.
All right, did get there in the end. Didn't need to make that early 6-mon. She got a 6-mon later. Well played. Dealership will pass though.
Yeah, no more draws left and could get that Keshiki Tenpai. Makes a lot more sense at that point than it did earlier.
All right, Jerry spending some time on this first discard. Not a bad, I mean, this hand looks like it's really straightforward, right? You've got 4 or 5 Mon Yamen, you got 6, 7 pin, 3, 4 so, you've got a pair and a triplet. So you kind of have your shapes already, but he's trying to find any way to eke out some extra value because he has such a large gap to make up. And it turns out it might not be there, but definitely worth thinking about.
I don't know, you get a 5-dot, then you have a Mongon hand if you reach in Sumo, so...
Oh, absolutely. I think he'll take it even on an 8-mon, or 8 pin draw, but...
홈,
We'll see the pawn. Kaka fighting back here. He went away from Tenpai. How long is that 5 pin going to stay in hand?
I think he'd cheese a 4.
Oh, hello. That's why we keep it.
Forever.
And hopefully more. Yeah, if you're thinking about being greedy, maybe you could consider hanging on to the 3-mon and trying to triple that up. But it's really unlikely to see that happen.
But now we have an open-ended there. I don't know what Kaka does if he Tenpais with the 7-dot.
I don't think anyone is going to hold a Dama here. Except for maybe Jimmy. But Jimmy doesn't look like he's made much progress.
He doesn't even want to be able to think about it, so he discards the 6 to lock in that pair of Dora.
And that does move Jimmy forward. Ishanten now, in fact, preemptively cutting the 5. So once again, we'll have that Jerry Riichi waiting on the very 5 so that Jimmy cut out preemptively. If Jimmy wins this hand as a result of that, Sakikiri, this is going to be fantastic stuff. Kaka also Tenpai 5-mon 5 pin. Oh, the 5 pin is going to come out and deal in. Oh my goodness, that's the worst of luck for Jerry. But Kaka is now going to pull in the Mongon and back into the lead.
Well, if Jerry was ever going to get a hand to fight with, too many choices and too many blocks. What does he choose? I think he's going to maybe start to shift towards a flush, possibly.
Yeah, with all those pairs, you could think about like Silako, but looks like it's going to be the flush play and hope to draw some dragons. I already have the Hakun Hatsu. Needs to stay alive. There are 3 copies in the wall. Just keep that in mind.
Ooh, look at that draw. I do like to root for the underdog, and I think Jimmy is a great hand that we can cheer for right now.
Yeah, Jimmy now pairs up the West, which is still live. That's his wind, so can call. Doesn't need a lot of points here to take over first place. but does need to be more than 100
Boom.
points over Kaka in first if Kaka doesn't finish second. And it is looking to be
Gee.
that way.
Boone just pushing for a Tanyo hand to try and stay dealer.
Oop, big Ishanten draw for Kaka, pulls in the Dora. Could be another monster Riichi soon.
Home.
Pulled. It's the flush. Jimmy's going all out now. Says, I need the West anyway, so I'm not losing that much calling this tile. That's very creative. I love the vision.
Nice shape here for Boone 2-2-4 6-6. All good
Home.
shapes in his hand now.
Lots of poem.
And we see the pulling from Jerry.
Oh, I want to see some fours discarded. Show us the Doko. Could go back. No, stays with the toy option.
Chi.
We will see the cheese, so no big reach from Kaka, but it is Tempai, 3-pin, 6-mon, Shampon weight. Could she here cut the
Palm.
West? Oh no, denied! 2-pin palm. Followed by 6-pin cut. Okay, second time. Lets that go. Draws the West, and now we'll choose to wait on the East wind.
Meanwhile, Kaka's waiting on the 4, of which Boone has a pair of. It's interesting 'cause Boone chose to the oh
No.
oh no.
I see into the future.
There is one red dragon left at the wall.
There's the 4-mon draw.
Hentai.
Shampon weight, 4-pin
Hentai.
too, so.
And if anybody discards that 4, then Boone gets the priority over Kaka. Oh, Kaka folds.
Alright, so definitely priority. Finds Natsumo anyway! It's Sanchoku Doko here in the finals!
Tip said at the beginning of the stream that's his favorite hand, and that shoots Boone up into first place for this game.
Suddenly, a lot more to think about for the Hong Kong players. We've got a new leader in this game. How will that change the standings? He's about 8,000 points ahead, and remember, Boone took the third place at minus 13. So if you imagine this 8 points plus 10 points above second place and 15 points above third place, he is kind of putting himself in position. Still needs about a Mangan Sumo more to go, but this is exactly what he was looking for.
And we were just talking about how twice a year for Doko is a lot. And here it is showing up in our stream.
All right, Dora 6-0 is going to be in high demand here as every single player can use it. Our dealer
And that's the sort of strategy that you see here also in the you know, in the last game when only first place matters. Because under normal circumstances, discarding that 4 dot first is definitely a much more efficient play. But we need more points. You can't play efficiency always when you need points.
Okay, Shanten for Jimmy. Looking for that half flush. And there's the door draw to Kaka. That will be a shift, perhaps, in the direction of Tanya. I would imagine a 6-mon draw. And you can work towards Pinyu anti-Peiko. Or 3-mon draw. Shanten now. Dealer also Shanten. Oh, Ipeiko Tempai will hold the Tonki now. It's not the draw you're expecting, but you're not too sad to see it. Can look to find an improved weight. Something like 4-mon. 5-so, something along those lines. Reach from the dealer. This is tough. Shun Tonki would normally be good. In fact, takes it. We'll rely on Jimmy perhaps need to fold and just try the honor tile because he has nothing better to do. There still are 2 red dragons in the wall as well. 3-mon. Also twice in the wall, so even odds for the dealer. Yeah, but the dealer finds the tune. He cannot hold on to this one as much as we're lagging. That'll have to come out eventually. Ichi Dora,
What
Ipeiko.
a play by Kaka.
And hits the Ura as well. Kaka regains the lead. Will not go down.
And you can't see this, but I have this this north tile, like stress ball thing. It's like a very soft tile. It's a stress tile. It's getting lots of work right now, squeezing this with the the way that these points are going back and forth, and holy cow.
Kaka with a big hand in the first game of this finals to steal a first place away from Jimmy. And then he got off the lead, had it stolen by Jimmy, took the lead again, had it stolen by Boom. Back in the lead again. Let's see if he can hang on now. Dealership now in South 1. 8 Pandora. Can connect to the 7 pin in hand. On the right, not too bad for Jimmy. Looking at a Riichi Pinishu perhaps. Holding on to these upper tiles, 9, 8, 7. So 9 pin can connect to the 8 pin door, maybe a 7 pin later. And if you draw the 8 mod, you could even think about 9, 8, 7 mod. So Sancho potential there. A bit far, but you have to keep that in mind for sure. Across the table, Jerry with lots of tiny tiles. Technically, Ishantan. Looking for maybe the 4 mon for Ipeiko chance, or even moving towards 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku as well to increase the value that he can get. Strong Ishantan on the left over, Boon with 2 Dora. Another big opportunity to fight for first. Now a question for Jimmy. Is this 4 mon worth keeping? Is it time to give up on Sanchoku Dreams? Also have to compare that to the Forso, which has seen a lot of the Tuso come out. Yeah, let that Forso go. Technically Ishantan for Jimmy, although the end weight will be just a Kanchan. You know, of course, the Tenpai from Tenshin across the way, Jerry. Not gonna take this Riichi. Looking for more.
Chi.
Yee, from Kaka. Kaka just wants to stay dealer, get some safety points.
Breathing space. Oh, there's the 7. Big chance now. Immediate 6-0 cut. Jerry sees it. He's going to play for the Sanchoku. 3 pin, 5 pin draws are necessary now. Or the 8-so. Okay, could slam this Nobiton. 5 pin is better than the Dora draw, in fact. All you can do is put yourself in position and see if the tiles go your way. It hasn't gone Tenshin's way so far, but...
Not in this final table. Went okay in the first 2 games.
Yeah,
He made it
not
here
too
to
bad
the
to get
final
here.
table, but
There are only one copy of the 5 pin in the wall, 1 copy of the 8 pin as well. Dealer Yishantan could sneak into Tenpai here. Oh, finds the door at Sumo, so it's not the Sanchoku side.
it's Dora.
Does not hit the Dora. It's been a struggle, but that's 8,000 points to the good. Starts to climb back, and he will have another dealership yet to go. Notably, if that was Kaka taking the Oyakabuni penalty, 4,000 points, whereas Jimmy only paid 2,000, so a little bit of ground made up by Jimmy here. Big opportunity now as the dealer, needs to make something of this. And the high pie is pretty reasonable. Initial set of tiles looking good to find a Tenpai relatively early on.
Not a bad draw for Jimmy. Upgrade to an open-ended.
Yeah, it's an interesting draw because if you're thinking about value options, kind of want to hang on to the 6 mon. So instead we'll cut the 2 pin and immediately backfire with a pair.
Yeah, I think though this is his last chance at dealer. He really needs to continue as dealer. So it's gonna be the priority for sure. Gotta make up some ground on Kaka. Definitely wants the value, but
1.
Well, Kaka's gonna take that game right to him. Oh, and this 9-mon does not fit in
Oh.
whatsoever, and it's going to be Ipatsu. There's no nothing else other than potential Ura, but that misses as well. So not the most expensive hand, but that direct hit is going to be all the swing that Kaka needs to have a really commanding advantage here. Going into South 3. Such tension already open up with the East.
I'm very close to tempo. I just went away. Not the best weights, but lots of chances for upgrades.
Yeah, not even gonna hang around for that door, just looking to complete the shapes that he has as quickly as possible and try again. Maybe considering the shift, the late shift into a flush here. It's a little awkward since the 8-mon has come out once already, but should wait not that much worse than the 7-9 Konchan.
Home.
Pinzu. Pull. And with door 2. And the double south pair. Mongon
Gee.
potential. Could even be Hanuman if Toy Toy is found. Too many blocks for Jimmy. We'll just throw the 5 back. Leave Sonanko open as an option. In the meantime, Kaka just calling forward. Ishanten needs this tile exactly, and that's not what you want to see if you were in the seat of Jimmy.
Home.
Ishanten for Chitoy could fight back. Also, we see Jerry pulling in the Tempai.
Home.
South call, though, this is also going to be Tempai. We'll take the 1-pin 8-so Shampoo weight. Mongon found. 8-so not a live draw.
That's a better weight. One bamboo out. Waiting for the 2-5 now for Tianchen.
Yeah, he knows that there's a lower so shape in Blint's hand, but he can't do anything about it. Just has to play the 1-so out. It does go through, but the 2-so instead, Kaka is going to deal in. Will be won by our dealer, and this is going to allow us to repeat. The gap to first place lessens a bit, so Jimmy looking slightly easier task, if only marginal.
Jimmy is in 3rd place right now, so he's gonna have to get ahead of Kaka.
Yeah, most of the time, though, if he gets ahead of Kaka, he will also get
on Kaka is best, yeah.
A big part of this is going to be what happens in the final dealership, because Boone is going to make his move there as well. Another Yokohai pair for the dealer. If you keep chipping away 1,500 points at a time, stacking up the home buff,
Home.
eventually you can accumulate enough points to make something happen, but it's going to take a lot of wins to get there. And I don't believe WRC plays with Pat Enchan.
With what?
Pat Enchan.
Oh no. I think we were talking about that last week on JPML Select, or the week before. I don't think I've ever actually played with that rule. I've read about it. In 25 years, I've never actually played with it.
So we're a pull. I mean, that's a start. Need the 7-mon connector, though. The only player who has the 7-mon that they're looking for is Kaka, who has also the big buffer of points.
So if the game was to end right now, Kaka would be in first with 51.8, Jimmy in second with minus 2.9, and Boone in third with minus 5.8. So right now, Kaka's the only one that ends positive.
Interesting choice just there for Boone. Had the door discard potential. Now Tempai 258, so if he wants it, but he has to cut the door for it. Is Riichi Pifu good enough here?
1.
Yes, it is. Slams that Riichi.
And Boone still has another turn at dealer.
And
He
here's
can just get ahead of Kaka.
Yeah, Jerry's just gonna ignore this as the dealer. Have no
1
reason to care when you're so far behind.
I mean, even Jimmy in the last Sandy had to ignore Kaka's reach because if you don't win, and if Kaka wins, then you're not going to get first place anyway. So you have to give yourself the best option at winning the hand.
So this definitely looks like the bad so Kaka
1
plays a chi and then folds on the 5 so. It gets another 5 so that chi plucking the win away from Boone twice. And now, interesting choice. Do you play for the door and wait on the 7-mon? It's come out 3 times. 3 times visible with the door indicator being one of them. We'll take the weight anyway. 9-mon,
You know,
1.
Kaka is kind of folded, but he's still only one away from ready. Okay, now he's out.
There's that 9 that would have dealt in and left another chance here. How many 2-5-8 so's are still alive? I think there's 2 of the 2 so. No, maybe 1 8 so left. That's it. 3 tiles. All right, make that 2 tiles. Out of 13 remaining to draw.
1
That's a tempai, but that means the 8 so's coming
Boom.
out. And that means that
Boone.
the chance for Tenjin has come to an end. Most likely, it's going to be Yakuman hunting now.
Boone really needed a few more points than that, though.
We'll have to do it here on the dealership. Not a bad starting set of tiles, though. I'm just going to double check. Oh, no. Yep, we are. I'm probably just making sure that he knew what his condition was in this position.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of extra time on the clock for this last round.
I like to see that. Like when they give the players the best chance to make their best move in the finals. That's not always something you can afford to do with the timing restrictions of a particular event, but these online ones are pretty quick.
So even if Boone is to overtake Kaka, he still has to make up a 35.3 point deficit, and that includes if he can get first and putting Kaka in second. So looking for maybe 1 Mangan direct hit and 1 Mangan sumo. Something like that. They're 2,600 all and Mangan direct hit.
Isha done now for Riichi Pros. Would love to find the 4-pin before hitting Tenpai for the Ipego and Tanya buffs. Also, very wide Ishanten across the way. Jimmy actually pulls in a second copy of the Dora. He needs to build a hand to overtake Kaka, so I imagine we're going to use it.
Kaka just looking for anything.
Oh,
to
here's a big
Tenpai.
Tenpai. Ichitsumo Pifu Itsu Dora's Haneman. But that only passes by 400 points. That's not enough.
He can go for, huh?
Ichitsumo Tanyao Dora. Ipatsu Ura. Okay, we'll just hold the Dama here. Pifu Tanyao. Kind of needs Ura too in a lot of situations where Ipatsu. There's the 4-pin.
How long can Jimmy hold out? One option is to just keep Tenpai and hope that Boone
1
also Tenpais and ends in a draw, but not anymore because Kaka has Chi'd, so now you have to assume that Kaka is Tenpai.
Yeah, it's a Yamen Chi plus 4 or 5 Yamen cuts, so it's got to be a Tenpai almost certainly. And if you're Jimmy, you might just take that challenge and reach. Maybe hoping that Kaka can draw another Dora 8-so and just let it go.
There was the Itsutsumo.
But I guess we probably wouldn't have seen that chi to give him that 9-0 in the first place had Jimmy been Riichi.
Sumo.
Oh, but there's that Sumo instead. Kaka will shut the game down and claim victory. 27.3 in first. Boone came back for a second place result in this game, plus 9.0. Jimmy ate the third while battling back. And a somewhat unfortunate game here for Tianchun, but showed us some really cool stuff. It is Kaka, though, claiming the win.
Yeah, our first World Reach Pro Battle champion.
Big congratulations.
Congratulations, Kaka. And oh, yeah, it's some really, really good reads. And definitely avoided dealing in when it really mattered.
I think that's one of the things you'll find a lot of.
All right, way to go. I think that does it for us tonight. I want to take just a quick look at those four players. Oh, we'll look at the finals. Sorry, the final scores. Kaka in first place with 52.9. Jimmy was able to stay in second place with 4.5. Boone in third with minus 4.0. A great attempt at a comeback there. Just wasn't quite enough, quite fast enough in the last hand. And like we said before, Jerry Tianchun in last place with minus 53.4, but great showing overall. Of course, all these players were winners on the first table. Uh, and also, yeah, Jimmy and Kaka are going to be in Japan next week playing in the Ranma tournament as well, representing World Riichi Pros. In that JPML only tournament, a special benefit that only World Riichi Pros enjoy. No other leagues or orgs are allowed to play in the Ranma except for JPML and World Riichi Pro. That is the tournament that Tamash played in last year as World Riichi Pro, the first World Riichi Pro to ever play in a JPML tournament under that flag. U49, I think it's age 30 to 49. I won't be playing this year, but we will be cheering them on, representatives from Hong Kong, and obviously really strong players. You saw it all here. All right, and I think I'm just gonna check real quick to see what I'm being messaged, but I think that will do it for us tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on this broadcast as well, please, because those thumbs up are where I personally, Jen, get my dopamine. I'm constantly checking the channels, even on the days that we don't have streams. So I really appreciate it. If you want more chances to try and win a limited edition World Champion towel, face towel, you can become a paid member of the channel. Any tier is eligible. Or if you can't afford it, you don't really have the means right now, or you're just not really into paying for YouTube channels, that is perfectly fine. You can come and watch the Sankei Shimbun Cup broadcasts next week. I think they're already in the channel, so you can go ahead and hit that notification bell, so that you will know exactly when we start broadcasting, and you can come in the chat and try for another chance to win the towels. We have 5 that we're giving away. One of them, of course, today already to Sammy-chan. We have 4 more that we'll be giving away for this month. Also, hi Kaiser Eto-san, thank you in the chat. We already said hi to Shina Sasaki. Sylvan, welcome, thank you. Desmond, thank you. Zugzwang, thank you. Everybody, it's really great to see you in the chat. We really appreciate your support. All right, that's it for me. Oh, and I do a podcast on Thursdays on the Mahjong Gen channel. You.
Very good. Thanks again, everybody, and congratulations once again to our winner, Kakacho from Hong Kong. Look forward to seeing more action from the World Riichi Pro battles in the future.
All right. Good night, everybody.